It is a frigid 17 degrees outside, so we'll take you inside the Budweiser Bull Pen, where things are surely going to heat up between the Amarillo Wranglers and the Colorado Grit. Everybody, Guy Chiarenza here on the call from downtown Amarillo. This is the 6th straight meeting between these two franchises. Had not met at all ever, as it is Colorado's first season in the league until last Friday over at Greeley Ice House. Wranglers picked up 5 out of 6 standings points as Colorado won 6-5 in the shootout on Sunday. And then on Friday, the scene shifted over to the bullpen right here in this building, and the Wranglers have really dominated Colorado on home ice in the last 2 games, as the Wranglers took a 6-1 victory in their back pocket on Friday and a 6-2 victory yesterday, and they will look to go back to their winning ways here this afternoon. So let's recap last night, as the Wranglers did win 6-2. What more can you say about Jack McDonald? I mean, he's been on an absolute heater, and I think he's got a very good chance to win South Division first star of the week, as McDonald had 2 goals and 1 assist last night. He was the game's first star. Currently has 6 points in his last 2 games. 3 assists in the game before and Friday, and then afterwards, the 2 goals and 1 assist. He's currently on a 6-game point streak, and he has 6 goals and 12 assists in his last 12 games. Other stars started to heat up for the Wranglers as well. Roman Zapp had a goal and an assist. He's currently on a 5-game point streak. He has 2 goals and 8 assists in that span. And Jack Ivey for the Wranglers is currently on a 6-game goal streak. He is second in the North American Hockey League in terms of goals with 22 on the season. Jack Ivey has 7 goals and 4 assists in the span of his 6-game goal-scoring streak. He has scored in every single game against the Colorado Grit this season. So watch out for 6 and white, as Jack Ivey seems to be a grit killer so far in the season series, which the Wranglers lead with a record of 4-0-0-1. Connor McDonough was excellent once again last night, as he stopped 29 of 31 for his 18th win of the season. Now that 18th win tied him with Matthew Alberti for the most wins by a goaltender in the league this season. It also tied the single-season win record for the Amarillo Wranglers franchise. So big night last night for Connor McDonough. He'll have to wait until Corpus Christi to try and break that record, because tonight it's going to be young goaltender Andrew Peterson, the 18-year-old goaltender from Grand Forks, North Dakota, standing at 6'3", 200 pounds. The former member of the Cleveland Barons will make his 3rd start in a Wranglers uniform and look to pick up win number 2 in his young career, when he stopped 18 of 19 for his first career win in that Saturday game in Greeley for his first North American Hockey League win. As for Colorado, got a lot of injuries in the lineup. They're a little bit short-handed here. So much of the fact that they have, looks like 11 natural forwards playing here tonight. That was the case last night, as Peyton Miller is out for the 2nd straight game due to injuries. So Hunter Cook again slides into that left-wing 4th-line role, playing forward. He is most known for his work as a defenseman, but once again, he will play on that 4th line. I thought he did a pretty good job for Colorado playing in a forward position last night, so we'll see what he can cook up here today. Jack Erickson gets the start here tonight for Colorado, as the native of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, had a rough time out the last time that he started for the Colorado Grit, as his last start came on Friday when the Wranglers chased him out of the net. He was replaced by Garapy. Garapy started and finished the entire game last night, and so Colorado will once again turn to Jack Erickson here tonight in goal. Get to the rest of the starting lineups when we come back on NATV and YouTube, as we got a good one on tap between the Wranglers and the Grit on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to the pregame show. As it looks like this game originally had a 6 o'clock p.m. Central start time. It's 6:01, and the Zamboni is thinking about its second or third lap. So, by all accounts, this game will not start until probably 6:15. So it gives us a little bit more time to talk about things here on the Wranglers pregame show. Guy Chiarenza here from the bullpen. I apologize if I'm not sounding super great here this afternoon, or I guess this evening. I'm currently under the weather, but the show must go on, and how could I resist another matchup between the Wranglers and the Grip? I have been notified that there will be 4 officials here tonight. In the previous 2 games at this building, we had 3. So I think they're anticipating there might be a lot of bad blood, maybe a fight. And, of course, everybody knows what happened the last time Lone Star Brahmas came here. And that was a set where the Wranglers played the Brahmas, I believe it was like 6 times in the span of a couple weeks. So, yeah, there's a lot of bad blood between these 2 teams. Things have been very physical, as this is a rivalry that is just starting to brew, but it very much is a rivalry so far here in the South Division. These 2 teams will meet 12 times on the season, so this will mark the halfway mark at the conclusion of this game, as it's the 6th meeting all-time, the 6th meeting of the season between these 2 clubs. Colorado not really having the season that they would have liked to have had coming into the year, but they're looking to try and turn things around here, as Colorado comes into the matchup with a record of 8-22-2-2 for 20 points on this season. That is second to last in the entire league and is last in the South Division. But it seems like this is a Colorado team that has a lot of youngsters on their squad, a lot of natives of Colorado. So I really think that if we can bring a lot of these guys back, there's a lot of 18-year-olds on this team, a couple 19-year-olds, sprinkle in a couple of 20-year-olds. If they bring a lot of these guys back next season, I think the Grit could be a much better team from year 1 to year 2. But right now, it's kind of rough going for Steve Haddon and company. But they will look to pull off the upset here tonight against the Amarillo Wranglers, who, with their victory last night and the Shreveport Mudbugs' loss to the Odessa Jackalopes, the Wranglers now have sole possession of the second-place spot in the South Division. And this is the only game going on this afternoon, or I guess today. And so the Wranglers, win or lose, will still keep that second-place spot in the South Division, 1 point ahead of the Rhinos and the Mudbugs. The Rhinos are off this weekend. Wranglers will be off next weekend. And at the conclusion of this game, the Wranglers will have played the most games in the South Division with 39 on the season. Now, you think with the Wranglers being on bye next weekend, that'll likely even itself out. A couple other teams in action around the South Division. But for the Wranglers, they understand that where they're at in the standings right now, but they're not satisfied. Amarillo feels that they can really gun for that first-place spot in the division, especially since the Lone Star Brahmas seem to be in a bit of a slump here right now. And if you're a Wranglers fan, you're probably thinking, well, that's just great. How come we could have played Lone Star right now when they're slumping? Why do we have to play them back in October, November, a little bit in December? But that's just the way the schedule shook out. And so for the Wranglers, 6 straight against Colorado here in the month of January. And they play Corpus Christi at the end of the month, 2 games at American Bank Center. And that's the month of January for the Wranglers. And so they've already done a really good job of racking up points against a team that, quite frankly, they should beat, that they're expected to beat. And so the Wranglers taking care of business to look to do it again here on home ice, as is the final game of the 6-game set. These 2 teams will not meet again until March on, I believe it is the 3rd to last weekend of the season. And then the Wranglers will be over in Greeley, and then on the last weekend of the season, they will host a Grit for 3 more. So this will mark the halfway point of the season series, and the Wranglers right now have really dominated. And a lot of their veteran presence has really shown over the last couple of games. And I think most notably, it showed up last night in the second period. It was 2-2 about midway through the period, and then the Wranglers rattled off 2 more quick goals to make it 4-2. And Colorado didn't really have a response to that. And I think that really showed their youth. I really think that showed their lack of experience. And so this is something that Steve Haddon's club is going to pick up as the year goes on. And again, I really think it's going to be a pretty big shift from year 1 to year 2 for this Colorado Grit club, because they're going to learn really how to play in the South Division, how to play in this league over the course of this season. And if they can bring a lot of these guys back, you get that first year under your belt, they could be a formidable opponent next season. So for the Wranglers in last night's game, I was especially impressed with the play of Morley Phillips, who ended up scoring the game-winning goal for Amarillo. He now has 2 goals in his last 3 games. He scored on Sunday over at Greeley Ice House. And so this is a guy that's known a lot for his physical prowess, Not so much as a scorer, but over the last couple of games, he's really lit the lamp nicely for the Wranglers, and that's exactly what they need right now. This is a Wranglers squad that over the last couple of games against Colorado has really showcased their depth, their experience, and quite frankly, they look like a playoff team right now. You look at that bottom six for the Wranglers: Day, Morrison, Stepanek, Gerhard, Phillips, and Miller. It's a pretty good bottom six for the Wranglers, and the D has been chipping out a lot. So let's get to the starting lineups here tonight, as we will take a look at the visiting Colorado Grit first. Again, shorthanded a forward. Peyton Miller is out here tonight. So it will be Hunter Cook playing at that fourth line left wing position. But it will be that second line getting the start for Colorado. Noah Grolnick, number 21, leads the team in points with 21 points this season. As Grolnick on the year has 8 goals and 13 assists. And he's been Colorado's best forward against the Wranglers in this 6-game set, I guess the previous 5 games. As you look and see that he's got 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 games. That's a pretty formidable guy for Colorado. He'll get the start at left wing, the native of Arvada, Colorado. Now down the middle, number 25, Landon West, 19-year-old forward, standing at 5'9", 181 pounds, the native of Plymouth, Michigan. Seemed to have been taking a lot of face-offs last night, and it seemed like he won a lot of those face-offs for Colorado, so expect for him to play a big factor in the face-off circle for the Grit, as Landon West, wearing number 25, will get the start at the center position. To his right, number 3, Nicholas Capasso. Capasso, also 19 years old, though he's going to turn 20 coming up pretty soon, as his birthday is January 22nd. Stands at 5'9", 175 pounds. He's the native of Norfolk, Connecticut. He will get that start at right wing for Colorado. Now on the blue line, the only commit, college commit for Colorado this season, number 5, Jordan Gutteridge, will play at Dartmouth for his college hockey. He'll get the start at left D. The 18-year-old defenseman, standing at 5'9", 167 pounds, native of Greenwind Village, Colorado, get the start at left D. At right D, number 55, Luke Helgeson, 20-year-old from Anchorage, Alaska, 6 foot tall, 163 pounds. Make that 183 pounds. Pretty dark in here. He will get the start at right D for Colorado. And in goal, we talked about it a little bit before. Number 1, Jack Erickson will get the start for Colorado. Made the start on Friday. Got chased out of the net by an outburst from the Wranglers. Offensively, Colorado will turn to him again between the pipes to begin tonight's game. So that's your starting lineup for the Colorado Grit. We'll turn our attention to the Amarillo Wranglers. We're playing in game number 39 on the season. Ryan Anderson's club is currently second place in the South Division, as the Wranglers on the year have a record of 21-10-5-2 for 49 points on the campaign. Wranglers will send out that red-hot first line. Number 93, Jack McDonald. We talked about just how hot he's been over the last couple of games, making a very strong case for being first star in the South Division this weekend for his efforts, as McDonald has 2 goals and 1 assist last night, currently on a 6-game point streak, 6 goals, 12 assists in his last 12 games. And so watch for number 93 in white here tonight. He was also close to a hat trick with the 2 goals last night. Wranglers have not had anyone score a hat trick so far this season. So we will highly anticipate that and look forward to that if it should happen here this afternoon. Down the middle, number 4, Ben Ivey, Wranglers captain, has been phenomenal for Amarillo. He'll go play at Army West Point next season, as will his twin brother Jack, wearing number 6, will play at right wing. Ben Ivey on the year picked up an assist last night. He has 10 goals and 20 assists for 30 points on the campaign. He's also a +6, so he's really good in his own end of the ice and offensively as well. As to his right, number 6, Jack Ivey, also a Army West Point commit. Has 22 goals on the season. That's second most in the North American Hockey League. He has scored in every single game against Colorado this season. And so see if he can continue that hot streak. He's also on a 6-game goal-scoring streak, as he has 7 goals and 4 assists in his last 6 games. So your top line for the Wranglers gets the start. Number 93, Jack McDonald, with number 4, Ben Ivey down the middle, and number 6, number 6, Jack Ivey playing at right wing. And on defense, Wranglers will start that first pairing once again. Number 3, Nick Troutwine, who has heated up offensively as of late. Picked up an assist in Friday's game, an assist last night's game as well, as he took the initial shot that Roman Zapp tipped in for his goal. Nick Troutwine has been phenomenal since coming over in a trade from the Minnesota Wilderness on December 1st. Troutwine stands at 6'3", 218 pounds. He's a left shot defenseman from Evelyn, Minnesota. He gets the start at left D. To his right, number 19, Nolan Gagnon. He was a top 5 defenseman in a lot of scoring categories this season. We'll talk about that as the night goes on, but he wears number 19 for the Wranglers, and look at the start at right D. Not the tallest guy in the world, 5'10", 175 pounds, but seems like when he throws a hip, seems like he's a lot bigger than he is. He knows how to use his weight very, very well. Standout puck-moving defenseman for the Wranglers this season is Gagnon on the year. Has 5 goals and 21 assists for 26 points. So, starting lineup on defense for the Wranglers, number 3, Nick Troutwine with number 19, Nolan Gagnon. And in goal, talked about it a little bit earlier, number 33, Andrew Peterson gets the start. He'll make his 3rd career start here tonight. Currently has a record of 1-0. McDonough came in relief of Peterson on that Sunday game in Greeley. Ended up becoming the goaltender of record, which is why Peterson is still technically undefeated here this season. So Peterson enters the game with a record of 1-0, a 2.5 goals against average, and .857 save percentage, as he stopped 18 of 19 shots last Saturday for his first North American Hockey League win. He will look to pick up win number 2 under his belt here tonight. It's Undy Sunday at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Fans are encouraged to throw new and unused underwear and socks on the ice after the Wranglers' first goal. So we'll eagerly await that. Hopefully the Wranglers can get on the board first, as Amarillo this season is 12-1-1 when they score the first goal, although they're not too bad when they trail first either, as the Wranglers have a record of 9-9-4-2 on the season when they trail first. So this is a Wranglers team that can be described in many ways, but most notably, the word that comes to mind a lot is resilient. And so we'll look for the Wranglers here to once again be resilient tonight, and last couple of games have really gone the Wranglers' way. We've had a lot of heart attacks throughout the course of the season. Not the case the last 2 games. Wranglers padded 6 goals on the Grit in both of their last 2 outings. The Wranglers have stepped onto the ice. They're wearing their home whites. It is a white jersey with blue numbers, blue and red striping, and blue lettering. Very nice look. Colorado Grit sporting a black jersey with gold arms and some red and white striping as well. Good look for Colorado as well. They announced the starting lineups in-house. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment after the national anthem on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV, and YouTube. roll up that red carpet because we are all set and ready to go from the Budweiser Bull Pen in downtown Amarillo. Wranglers looking for their third straight win and their fifth win against the Colorado Grit overall this season. Six game straight set between these two clubs. Wranglers have a record of 4-0-0-1 so far against Colorado this season, as that one lone Colorado win was 6-5 in a six-round shootout at Greeley Ice House last Sunday, so just a week ago. Starting goaltenders, Andrew Peterson gets the start for the Wranglers, looks to pick up win number 2 on the year, as he will make his third career start as a goal of goals against average of 2.5 and an .857 save percentage entering the afternoon. Small sample size on his stats. He will look to improve those here this afternoon. And Jack Harrison gets the start between the pipes for Colorado. Harrison this season has a record of 6-3-0 in 20 appearances on the year, 3.75 goals against average, and an .873 save percentage. So, looks like we're ready to rumble here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Ben Ivey will lean in and take the draw against Landon West. And away we go for first period action. Wranglers win the opening draw. It's Nick Troutwine moving down the left wing. He'll play it forward off the end wall, hits the corner, and opts onto the stick of Helgeson. He'll play it back up that near wall. Capasso banking it forward, looking for West. Comes to Troutwine. He will move it up ice once more. After it is Jordan Gudridge. He'll go behind his net and find Helgeson in the far corner. Chucks it across for Capasso. He'll bank it off the wall, looking for West once more in the neutral zone, but that pass is off the mark, and so Colorado will reset. Rolnick gains the red line and taps it into the Wranglers zone. Down the left wing is Troutwine once more. Beating him out to the puck was Duncan Shin. He's been a very good rookie so far, playing his third game with the Grit here tonight. He already has 1 goal and 1 assist. The goal coming on Friday, the assist coming last night on Saturday, as Colorado has iced the puck. Looks like 41 seconds into the contest. Make that 51 seconds. Tell you not to do math on the air. Draw is going to be to the right of Erickson. Zapp will take it against Wilder Jacober. Playing at center position on the first line for Colorado here tonight. And Colorado wins that draw. Owen Burke will play it into the neutral zone, takes a couple hops, and rolls in on Peterson. He keeps it alive, finds DeMarco, who will backhand it upwards for Connor McNaughton. Parents are in attendance here this weekend, as down the right wing is Pukinen. Spins to his forehand. Up top is DeMarco with a shot. That goes wide. Picking up is TJ Ritchie. Whips one towards the goal. Never saw Erickson. Wranglers DeMarco pinching to keep it in. Wraps it behind the net. As Zapp gives chase, he'll throttle it to the point. Looking for TJ Ritchie, but pass had a little too much steam on it for the young Wranglers defensemen. They'll regroup in their own zone. Stretch pass is offline. Wranglers have iced the puck. About a minute and a half into the game. So it's not too late to make your pick as to who you think is going to score the Wranglers' first goal of the night. For me, I really like what that bottom six has done so far here over the last couple of games. I'm going to go with Trace Day to get the first goal of the night for the Wranglers. Make your pick over at our live YouTube chat, or go over to our Twitter page. I'm not calling it X. Go over to the Twitter page and comment your prediction on the game day post. Draws to the left of Peterson, is blown dead right off the draw. Linesman passes chest, my bad, and so we will do it again. Zapp against Graves, and Zapp wins it. It's it to TJ Ritchie. Wranglers go D to D as the Michigan man, Kyle DeMarco, pushes it forward. Wranglers tap it into the Colorado zone. Grit go D to D, and now down the far wing. Streaks Poirier. On his forehand, takes the shot. Blocker saved by Peterson. His second of the night. On the near wall, Stepanek chips it forward for Trace Day, as he's getting pulled off the puck there by Colorado. Poirier was nipping at his heels and tugging on his jersey. Wranglers keep possession and move it forward. Here is Day between the circles, and he takes a shot, and that is a glove save by Eriksson. That's the kind of play that Trace Day can make for you. He's come alive as of late, really making the most of his playing time. Very skilled forward side tender in last year's offseason. Day has 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 6 games. As the draw will be to the right of Eriksson, near circle of the Colorado zone as you see it on NATV. Keep in mind that after the Wranglers' first goal, it is Undie Sunday, so we'll see underwear thrown on the ice. Don't worry, though. It'll be new and packaged underwear, not used, hopefully. As he goes behind Eriksson, Gagnon pinches to keep it in. On his forehand, finds Phillips, who takes a shot. And hold on to your pants and toss those undies. Morley Phillips gets the goal, and the Wranglers are off and running. It's 1-0. Looked like that got redirected out in front of Eriksson. We'll see if it is Phillips that keeps the goal. And it is. So number 21 assisted by 19. Phillips gets the goal. Gagnon gets the assist. All coming a little over 2 minutes into the game. So Morley Phillips opens the scoring. He now has three goals in his last 4 games. So Morley Phillips, he scored last night, scores again here tonight, and he also scored in that Sunday game over in Greeley. So they're going to take their time and collect all those undies. And thankfully, looks like they're all packaged. You'll see a couple of loose socks out there. All the donations will go towards local homeless shelters here in Amarillo, so it is for a good cause. They got one of those big storage tote bins. It's full to the brim with a bunch of undies, some socks. So for the Wranglers, they score 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes into the game. I think that 2:21 to be exact. And that was the Wranglers' 3rd shot of the game from Morley Phillips. Shot count is 3-3, so Phillips gets the 3rd shot of the game for the Wranglers, and it ends up going past Eriksson for the 1-0 score. So at center ice, it's going to be Ben Ivey against Landon West. Wranglers will look to quickly add to their lead. West wins the draw. Gurman shuffles it forward off the stick of Capasso and down deep into the Wranglers zone. Troutwine will swing out from behind Peterson, play it up to Jack Ivey, a couple of quick passes, and McDonald's off to the races down the right wing. Jack McDonald button hooks, looks for a trailer, and Jack Ivey, but that pass is intercepted by Grolnick. Down the left wing is Troutwine to keep it in, slaps it below the goal line. Ben Ivey battling with Burke, centering feed for Jack Ivey, and he just couldn't get the shot away. Now on his backhand, turns to his forehand and shoots out in front of McDonald. He tries to stuff it in, and Eriksson stands tall to make the save. Colorado will knock it out to the blue line, held in by McDonald for a moment, but stepping up, moving up ice is Grolnick. Enters the attacking zone, dishes it towards his right for Capasso, tries to go across for West, and the Wranglers are quick to break that up. Good play by Nolan Gagnon. Jack Ivey will backhand it deep into the Colorado zone. 16:43 to go in the first period. Colorado tosses it down into the Wranglers zone. Peterson will play it to DeMarco. As he rolls out, finds McNaughton at center ice. He will chip it deep, goes off the corner wall behind Eriksson. Freifogel pushes it forward, held at the left point by TJ Ritchie, and a shot there by the big man is stopped by Eriksson. Pukanen finds Zapp, a one-timer, and just didn't get enough on it. Bouncing puck careens into the far half wall. Eric Thompson will possess for Colorado as they look to move up into the Wranglers zone. Right point, Freifogel banks it off the wall, looking for a man moving forward. Wranglers break that up, and they will possess the puck as T.J. Ritchie backhand it up to Topi Pukkanen. Finds Zap in motion, gains the red line, now the blue line. Zap shoots, a fluttering shot, goes wide of Erickson. Rebound picked up by Colorado, and now Hadrick sends it down. No icing, Peterson plays it to Drew Jeffers, the former member of the Colorado Grit, is the owner of the first goal in Grit history. It was acquired in a trade in the early stages of the season. Jeffers plays it forward, pass is picked off by Helgeson. Moves it down the left wing. Graves, centering feed, nicely broken up by Luke Morris, who scored the 6th Wranglers goal in last night's affair. Drew Jeffers now from the far wall. Fires it forward, goes by Morris, and that'll be an icing on the Wranglers, a little under 5 minutes into the contest. So Morley Phillips gets the opening goal from Nolan Gagnon, 2 minutes and some change into the game. We got the underwear out on the ice. That's out of the way. Now the Wranglers will look to pick up their 22nd victory of the season. Drawn to the right of Peterson. Morris wins it, sends it to the wall. Colorado quick to pry it free. It's up for grabs below the circle. Shuffles off the back of the net, and now here's Shaw moving it forward up to the right point. Now Helgeson takes a shot and a save made by Peterson. He gobbles that one up for the save. 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the first period. Carter will take the draw against Phillips. To the right of Peterson, far circle of the Wranglers zone. And off that draw, puck comes to Gagnon, looks over his shoulder, finds Troutwine. Behind the net he goes and heads up ice. Colorado's there to meet him at the half wall. Puck rolls in below the near circle. Colorado trying to jar it back below the goal line as now Troutwine looks to move it up ice. Puck battle along the board, still up for grabs. It gets poked up to the blue line, held in by Colorado, but the Wranglers between the circles are able to pick that free and send it into the Colorado zone. Wranglers able to get a partial change on that last sequence, held in at the left point by Robertson on a Colorado clearing attempt. Rolls to Bowen Burke, he'll flip the script and send it towards the far wall. Colorado looking to get it out, and Gurman will. Skates over the red line, enters Wrangler territory, shifts towards his forehand, looks to get a shot off, and it's broken up nicely by T.J. Ritchie and company. DeMarco was also in the area. McDonald gets hauled down on his own blue line, gets back up to his feet. No call, we stay 5-on-5 as moving up ice is Thompson. Drops it right side as moving in is Grolnick. Returns up to Thompson. Bouncing puck is settled down. Exchanges with Grolnick, and he's weaved off the puck by T.J. Ritchie. Wranglers trying to settle it down in their own zone. Jack Ivey gets clean possession, finds DeMarco. He will charge up ice. Gains the red line and whips it in. Around it goes towards the near half wall. Jack Ivey burrowing in, trying to get that puck back for the Wranglers. Two Wranglers in the area. Jack Ivey tries to pry it free, and from the near circle, Colorado's Grolnick will get it back out to center ice. Sends it left wing for West. Looks to go around Jeffers. Good defensive play by the former member of the Grit, and he'll send Jack Ivey moving up ice. As it looks like he wanted to chip that puck into the Colorado zone. Instead, it ends up in the Colorado bench. Get a stoppage with 13:14 to go in the first period. Shots are 4 apiece, and the Wranglers lead 1-0 off of Morley Phillips' 3rd goal of the season. Draw won by the Wranglers at center ice. Henry McRoberts, native of Kingsford, Michigan, will wrap it down. Behind the net is Helgeson. He's being hounded by McNaughton, although he is able to scurry out to the neutral zone, bacon off the wall, and goes deep behind Peterson. McRoberts comes back to scoop it up, bouncing puck in the circle, settled down by Jacober. Gets caught up between the Wranglers Z-men and Jeffers, and McRoberts gets pinned up in the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Peterson will look on. He sports a pretty cool mask, as it is one of those custom masks. He's got number 33 on the chin and 2 Wrangler logos on each of where his ears would be. Now the puck is finally pried free. And nope, there it goes, back up against the end boards. Zap tries to step in, get a piece of it. Goes back into the corner. Zap will sneak in and pry it out. It's caught up in between the Colorado skate, and now they get it to the circle. Bouncing puck settled down, and it goes back to the corner. Some high action here at the Budweiser Bull Pen, and out of all that, the arm is raised, and we're going to have the game's first penalty with 12:13 to go in the first period. Question is who's it going to be on? Looks like the doors to both penalty boxes are open. In for the Wranglers steps McRoberts. And Freifogel for Colorado. And so it's 2 minutes for holding to each. And so we'll have some 4-on-4 time. Draw to the left of Peterson. Graves will take it against Ben Ivy. Ben Ivy with 30 points on the campaign in his sophomore season with the Wranglers. Wears the C on his sweater. Quick off the draw, Jack Ivy gets it and flips it forward. Gets stood up in the neutral zone by Burke. And that was the only thing preventing him from going off to the races on a breakaway. But here is Jack Ivy again, being a thorn in Colorado's side deep behind the goal. The Grit are able to escape and move up ice. Down the left wing, Poirier pauses, sends it up top for Gurman. He'll move in and shoot, and it goes wide of the mark. Held in at the left point by Poirier. He will just meander back out to neutral ice and pass it over to Graves. Gagnon on the forecheck for Amarillo. Wranglers going with 2D and 2 forwards right now. As over center ice is Graves. It enters the attacking zone, drops off for Poirier. Right point now is Burke. Settles it down and shoots, goes off the leg of Ben Ivy and wide of the goal. Gagnon scampers over to claim it for the Wranglers. Sends it to Ben Ivy behind his net as he will look to see what unfolds in front of him and start the next breakout for the Wranglers with 1:06 remaining on the 4-on-4. Left wing is Zapp. Gets bottled up at the blue line, tosses it back for Jeffers, who from the comfort of his own zone in a lot of open space elects to just go back behind Peterson. Jeffers, in his time with the Wranglers, has 3 goals and 3 assists. As here he goes, heading up ice, off the stick of Pukkanen at the Colorado blue line. Bouncing puck, stopped behind the net by Erickson, plays it to Thompson, and dangerously lurking in the area was Pukkanen, the reigning first star of the week in the South Division. Colorado moves up ice. Down the left wing is Grolnick, tosses it across, and tapping it wide was a streaking Will Hadrick III. He scored his first North American Hockey League goal in a 3-game set over in Greeley. Waiting behind his net is DeMarco. A little over 10 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4, and the McRoberts and Freifogel will be released. McDonald sends it behind Erickson. First man on is Gutteridge. McDonald is also there. Loses side of the puck. McNaughton steps in. We're back to even strength. Colorado's Helgeson knocks it forward for Carter. Christian Carter barrels his way into the zone. Right side shot by Freifogel. Make that Shaw is stopped by Peterson. And now going the other way is McDonald. Right wing drops it off for Gagnon, who gets back checked by Shaw. He gets dumped down to the ice. Will stay 5-on-5. Helgeson play it to the right wing. Moving in for a shot there is Colorado. Gutteridge taking the shot. This puck will trickle all the way back into the Colorado zone where it'll be picked up by Bowen Burke. Behind the net is Stepanek. Pinned up against the end wall. Stepanek there. Gutteridge for Colorado. Trace Day also there with Wilder Jacober. Everybody wants a piece of that puck. And right now, it's just still pinned up against the end board. So we kill a little bit of time. Squeaks forward to Burke finally. And now he'll toss it left wing for Duncan Shin moving up ice. In the far corner of the Wrangler zone, it's TJ Ritchie jostling up there with Shin. A couple more players join the fray as Freifogel and Trace Day join. Puck squeaks over to Morris. Finds Day in motion down the right wing. Over the blue line. Day rips a shot. Goes wide of the mark. Gurman looked like he got a piece of it with his stick. Now Colorado winning a puck battle on the near side boards. Escapes at the center ice. Prods it forward and not much more. McRoberts looks to find Gerhard. Bouncing puck settled down by Jeffers. Getting in the way of that is Duncan Shin. And now his centering attempt is intercepted by Gerhard. He'll find Phillips on the near wall. Game's only scorer to this point. His 3rd of the year. It's shut down at the Colorado blue line. Gurman drops it off for Thompson. Eric Thompson down the left wing he goes. Knifes towards the middle. Gets knocked off the puck nicely by Stepanek, who claims that free puck and sends it back to his trusty D-man in Drew Jeffers. Nick Roberts plays it forward to Phillips. Gains the center ice logo. Drifts towards his right. Racing after the puck in front of the Colorado bench. Hops back to Jeffers. Plays it forward between the circles, where Thompson will play it up for Colorado. Wranglers steal between their own circles. Jacob Miller moves up ice. To his right, he's got McDonald. Goes below the circle. Around the net, McDonald pops out on the near side. Centers it across for Gagnon. Right circle shot, and a blocker save by Eriksson is directed up into the netting. 7:36 to go in the first period. Wranglers strike first on Undy Sunday as Morley Phillips picks up his third goal of the season, assisted by Nolan Gagnon, a little over 2 minutes into the game. It's the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
This is Topi Puikkonen and you are listening to Wranglers Hockey on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen. Guy Chiarenza from downtown Amarillo. I apologize here this afternoon. Feeling a little bit under the weather. Hopefully my voice doesn't give out on me. Would have liked to see my counterpart from Colorado, the play-by-play man, Brendan Price, here this weekend. Unfortunately, he's back up in Greeley. Hope to see him later on in the season, as it's just me here today on the lone game on a Sunday night in the North American Hockey League. Draw to the left of Eriksson. Won by West, although pried away by Jack Ivan. He's got McDonald on the doorstep, and he can't jam it home. McDonald back behind the net. Colorado looks to clear. Gagnon pinches to keep it. At the right point is Ben Ivy. Trucks towards the middle, takes a shot. Jack Ivy turns and shoots on the loose puck, and it goes wide off the end wall. Held in by Troutwine on the near wing. Nick Troutwine on his forehand, shuffles it below the goal line. Jack Ivy's in the area. West tries to pry it away. It's poked to the opposite corner. Centering feed off the stick of Ben Ivy, up into the air. Settled down by McDonald. A blast from Troutwine is redirected out in front and wide of the intended target. Ben Ivy on his forehand turns and shoots from the far circle, and that's gobbled up by Eriksson. 6:54 to go in the first period. So really good look there for that Wranglers first line, which has been red hot as of late. It seems like there are stretches where sometimes it's Ben Ivy, sometimes it's Jack Ivy. Right now I'd say it's Jack McDonald, though Jack Ivy not playing too bad over his last couple of games, currently on a 6-game goal scoring streak, and Ben Ivy 4 goals and 9 assists in his last 11 games. So all those guys are red hot at the moment. As it looks like Jack Ivy's going to take a trip to the penalty box. Not a guy that takes a lot of penalties. In fact, for Jack, that's just penalty minutes number 9 and 10 on the year. So the Wranglers, Jack Ivy gets 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, which is kind of uncharacteristic for him. But they deem he broke a hockey rule, and so he takes a seat in the penalty box. Colorado goes to the power play for the first time tonight. Wranglers penalty kill, top 10 unit, 82.3%. Colorado is towards the bottom of the league in the power play category. This is a power play that did score last night to get something going, but that maybe there might be a little bit more momentum for their here this afternoon. As Burke from the left point sends it across for Gudridge. Back to Burke at the far circle. Burke tosses it across, hops off the stick of Jacober, and TJ Ritchie makes no mistake and sends it down the distance for a Wrangler clear. Colorado moves up by second attempt here on the man advantage. Right wing bank off the boards, careens off the back of the net. Wranglers converge on it. DeMarco is there. Pins it up against the end wall. Grit trying to pry it free. Moves up to the half wall, and now getting it cleanly at the point is Burke. Steps in and shoots. Deflection. Peterson makes the save. And the puck bouncing his glove down by Gudridge on the far side. His pass across is picked off by Zapp, and that's an easy clear for number 89 in white. Helgeson will wait behind his zone net, survey the scene, and think about what he wants to do next. That move is a right wing toss to Grolnick. He'll send it around towards the far half wall, takes a crazy bounce off that corner. A Wrangler bounce goes to Jeffers. He'll send it across, but not out. At the right point, it's Helgeson going across for Gurman. In the middle, all alone is West, and his shot is tipped up into the netting as Ben Ivy was able to get stick on puck just at the last second to send it out of play. Ben Ivy on high alert, and you got to give a little bit of credit to the Colorado Grit there. Still in the man advantage for the next 40 seconds, but some pretty good passing there from the young Colorado squad. West was all alone down the middle, and good read by Ben Ivy to be able to get a stick on that puck. Prevent that shot going to Peterson. Again, interesting note here, this afternoon compared to the previous two games, we do have excuse me, two referees and 2 linesmen, so an officiating crew of 4. Previously, it had been 3. Looks like we have another false start on that draw, which, when it is dropped, is going to be to the right of Peterson, far circle of the Wranglers zone. Zap against West. And third time's the charm. Off the draw, Colorado wins it. Up at the line, Grolnick settles it. Softly to Helgeson. Now back to Grolnick. Right side, shooting. Pad save by Peterson. Right point, Helgeson keeps it in, banks it off the wall for Grolnick. His pass gets knocked off a stick, goes up into the air, and the Wranglers clear at the puck. Evades the stick of Helgeson. 15 seconds remaining on the Colorado power play. 5:05 remaining in the first. As down the right wing goes Gurman. He barrels his way deep into the Wranglers zone on his forehand. Twists it up top for Grolnick. He tries to go across for Helgeson, but he flubs on the pass as Pukinen was lurking. Wranglers have killed that off as they are now 1 for 1 on the power play here tonight. On the penalty kill. Troutwine plays it forward. Helgeson tries to do a nifty move around Zapp instead. The sophomore will move up down the left wing and take a shot. That's blocked by Thompson, and it goes out of play. Zapp having a career year in his sophomore campaign. Was named to the top prospects game last season. Wonder if he might go here this year. He's still uncommitted, and I think it's only a matter of time before he and a lot of others for the Wranglers announce their commitments. So far, it's just Ben Ivy and Jack Ivy who are committed to go play at Army West Point. But Zapp this year has 35 points in 36 games. He had 23 and 55 last season. So he's been very, very good. As holding it at the left point is Ritchie. He'll wrap it around off the end wall, rolls onto the stick of Hadrick. He'll play it up to Cook. Down the left wing is Carter. Gets stood up by DeMarco. Carter races in to claim that puck, though, as he gets crunched up against that far wall by DeMarco. He's always so steady defensively for the Wranglers. As behind the net is TJ Ritchie. Looks like we have a stoppage with 4:10 to go in the first. And stepping into the penalty box is Christian Carter. And looks like a Wrangler's going to step in as well. So, much like our partners over at Amarillo National Bank, the officiating crew has zero tolerance for zero BS. No BS here this afternoon. This looks like the second time here tonight we're going to have 4-on-4. DeMarco in the box for Amarillo. Christian Carter, the representative for Colorado. Strongby to the right of Peterson. Officially, it's 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike and embellishment to DeMarco and 2 minutes to roughing for Christian Carter. Jeffers off the draw, scampers out to the neutral zone, finds Jack Ivy entering the attacking zone, looks to shimmy it over to Ben Ivy moving between the circles, but Colorado is able to sniff that out. And now Alexander Gurman, scored last night, will wait behind his own goal. Wranglers out there right now, Jack Ivy, Ben Ivy. Jeffers McRoberts is right wing. A shot there from Burke goes wide. Freifogel looking to drive his way deep into the Wranglers zone. Jack Ivy peels it away from him, turns towards his forehand, and way behind his net sees Freifogel lurking. Plays it left wing for Jeffers, and now he'll just send it back to Jack Ivy. Wranglers being patient with their next approach. Soft pass to Jeffers on the left wing. Knifes his way towards the middle. Pops a backwards pass for Jack Ivy. Can't get there in time as Colorado is able to take it, go D to D, and move up ice. It's Capasso moving down the right wing. He'll shoot, and a pad save by Peterson. Jeffers makes a steal in his own zone. Jack Ivy enters the neutral zone, gains center red, and he will just flip it to Erickson. Gets a piece of it with his stick, leaves it for Gudridge. 44 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4. 2:50 to go in the first period. To the left wing goes Helgeson. Looks to cut around Gagnon. Wranglers defenseman from Metcalfe, Canada stands tall, makes the defensive play. He'll pick up the puck from behind his own net and swing out down Broadway. Goes to the left wing for Zapp. Over the attacking line. Finds Puukkonen in motion. He'll be Puukkonen button hooks to the half ball. Loses an edge. Still has the puck, and on his forehand tries to play it up to Gagnon, but his pocket is picked by Grolnick. He'll move down the right wing. Look to center one for Jacober. Defensive stick by Troutwine breaks that up. And now at the far half ball, Topi Puukkonen collects that puck and drops it back for Gagnon. Wranglers knock it into the Colorado zone. Puukkonen steals at the near wall, and a shot there from Robertson is turned aside by Erickson. West will come in and collect the puck. Couple stick handles, moves up ice, finds Colorado skater moving up. He's incognito, no name on the back of his jersey. Puukkonen tops it off the back wall for Jeffers. And he sends Zapp up into the neutral zone. Slows down and will loft it into the far corner of the Colorado zone. They say he did not gain the red line, so that will be an icing on Amarillo. With 1:39 to go in the first period, shots are 8 apiece, but the difference maker right now, the early score from Morley Phillips, his third of the season from Nolan Gagnon, who on that play picked up assist number 22 on the campaign. Now for Gagnon, he's been very, very good, not just defensively, but offensively as well. He's one of the leaders among defensemen in offensive statistics. As Gagnon is 5th in the league in assists with 22. Graves spins towards his forehand, centering feed off the stick of Shin. Bouncing puck, can't be settled down until Jeffers will slide it forward for Robertson. Colorado gets it back at center ice as Graves finds Shin. Looks to drop it off, gets bombed by McRoberts at the blue line. Good play there. They send Colorado to regroup and reload from the comfort of their own zone. Puck trickles into the Wranglers zone. Peterson will play it. Centering feed onto the stick of Graves, and he turns and shoots, and Peterson makes the save, and sweeping away the rebound was Jeffers. Burke looking to pinch down the right wing to keep it in. Meets McRoberts. Wranglers see the puck trickle back behind Peterson. Collecting it is Jeffers on his backhand, shifts towards his forehand, moves up ice and out of his own zone. Jeffers to his left, looking for Gerhard. It's broken up by Burke. And the Wranglers are offside with 41.8 seconds to go in the first. It'll be a neutral zone draw at the Colorado blue line. On the near side boards, Luke Morris will take it against Landon West. Morris wins it. He's been really good in the faceoff circle for the Wranglers this season. As the Wranglers directed in, Colorado, with other ideas, moves down the left wing into Wrangler territory. Grolnick passes blocked. Eventually does get it to West. Capasso left circle takes a shot well wide of the goal. Right point is Burke. He'll shoot. Peterson makes the save, and on the rebound, Landon West puts it home. And Colorado, with 21.1 seconds to go in the first period, has tied the game up at 1. Well, Landon West has been one of the better Colorado forwards, I think, in this 3-game set here at the Budweiser Bull Pen, and he is rewarded with the goal there. Assists go to Burke and Capasso. So now we have a tie game with a little over 20 ticks on the clock here. See if the Wranglers can respond late in the first, or if this will be a 1-1 game heading into the intermission. Jack Ivey softly taps one towards the net. Erickson scoops it up, and afterwards we got some bad blood as Gudridge going at it with, I believe, Jack McDonald at the Colorado end wall. I believe that's why we have 4 officials here tonight, is because they know there's going to be a lot of bad blood. I think they saw what happened when Lone Star played the Wranglers for as many games straight as they did, and they didn't want to have an incident here, and so that's quickly broken up. 15 seconds in the first period. Draw to the left of Erickson, far circle of the Colorado zone. It'll be Jack Ivey to take this draw for Amarillo. Behind him, Ben Ivey in the slot, McDonald. Colorado representative is Duncan Shin. On the blue line for the Wranglers, you've got Gagnon at the right point and Troutwine at the center point. Won by the Wranglers. Ben Ivey, quick shot, paddled away by Erickson. Troutwine tries to keep it in. Colorado is able to slap it out to center, and off to the races is Helgeson. Gets met by Jack McDonald on the back check. Nice play there for number 93 in white. He can score and he can defend, and that'll do it for the first period. So after 20 minutes of play, it's the Wranglers 1 and the Grit 1. We'll recap the events of the first period. Head to the second period and talk about the South Division standings during the first intermission report, which is coming up next in a couple of minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network, on NATV and YouTube. Wranglers and Grit all tied up at 1 apiece after 20 minutes of play. Morley Phillips opened the scoring on Undy Sunday for his 3rd goal of the season, as Phillips now has 3 goals in his last 4 games. So he's on a bit of a heater. A lot of Wranglers are, and Nolan Gagnon picks up the lone assist on the Phillips goal, as that came 2:21 into the first period to make it 1-0. And then late in the period, it was Landon West scoring for Colorado from Burke and Capasso to make it a 1-1 game. And that comes with 21 seconds on the clock, so the Wranglers thinking, we might have a 1-0 lead going into the intermission. Nope, Landon West puts home the goal. And West has been one of those players for Colorado over this stretch. This is the 6th straight game between these two clubs, so we've gotten to know Colorado very, very well. But West is one of those guys that I've been really impressed with. He's doing a lot of really good things for Colorado. Landon West this season. He's a 19-year-old, 5'9", 181 pounds, native of Plymouth, Michigan. He's on the second line here tonight. But for Landon West, this is a guy that now has 3 goals and 6 assists on the season for 9 points. This is game number 24 for him on this season. This is a guy that's played pretty good in the course of this series. I think if Colorado can bring him back next season, as he will be in his 20-year-old season next year, so he's got 1 more year of eligibility. If Colorado can bring him back, that's a pretty big key piece for the Grit. Seems like he's pretty good at taking face-offs, and he's got pretty good high hockey IQ. Able to put home the rebound, the shot that was taken by Burke for the 1-1 score. Shot count is 11-10 in favor of Colorado after 20 minutes of play. Wranglers did open the scoring on a goal from Morley Phillips. Wranglers this season, when they score first, are 12-1-1. So look out for that here as the night rolls on. And Wranglers are one of those teams where they have a big second period surge. The first period has come alive for the Wranglers as of late, especially against the Colorado Grit. But it seems like over the season, the Wranglers kind of warm up in the first period, then really catch fire in the second period and kind of drive things home in the third, and in overtime if they need be. So look for that big second period surge from Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni, coaching staff of the Amarillo Wranglers. I'm sure they're cooking up some kind of play in the locker room right now. Steve Haddon will make adjustments, but Anderson and Yanni have done a really good job of making adjustments for this Wranglers team over the course of the season. I think that's why we're seeing such a big jump for the Wranglers from period 1 to period 2, is because those adjustments from the coaching staff has really given the Wranglers new life in the second and third period. So we'll look for that here tonight. Wranglers did score 3 second period goals in last night's contest. Colorado did score 1, as it was 2-2 at one point, and then the Wranglers got goals from Phillips and McDonald to make it a 4-2 hockey game, and really didn't look back after that. So we'll see if the Colorado inexperience shows up again here in the second period. We'll see if the Wranglers can do what they've done over the last couple of games against Colorado and really dominate in the second frame. Looks like that bottom 6 for the Wranglers once again playing a big factor here tonight, as Morley Phillips gets the goal, playing on the 4th line here tonight. And I've really been impressed with his play as of late. I mean, everybody knows him as a really physical forward, a guy that will fight, rustle some feathers if he needs to. Morley Phillips, though, has been finding his scoring touch over the last couple of games, and even before that, really appeared that he was more confident with the puck, more confident moving in the neutral zone, making plays with his stick handling abilities, and right now we're really seeing that pay dividends for him. So I'm really happy for Morley Phillips here, and I think that bottom 6 for the Wranglers looks really, really good right now. And this is a team where it seems like every time they've made a trade and brought somebody in, it's been a defenseman, as we are still waiting the arrival of Martins Kruklidis, who the Wranglers acquired from the Merit Sentinels of the BCHL. He'll slide in on that D-course somewhere at some point once he gets things sorted out with his arrival, as he is coming from Canada. So once that is all sorted out, you got a very big and physical Wrangler team that can also put the puck in the back of the net. With a solid goaltender in McDonough, really good second option in Peterson. This is a Wranglers team that could be very dangerous come playoff time, especially if they find a way to get that second place or first place in the division and pick up that first round bye. We'll look at these South Division standings, and when we come back, on the Wranglers Hockey Network for the first intermission report on NATV and YouTube. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network. Get a snack, get a beverage of your choice. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network. First intermission report rolls on here from the Budweiser Bull Pen. We're all tied up at 1 as Amarillo's goal came from Orly Phillips, assisted by Nolan Gagnon, and then the Colorado goal was scored with 21 seconds remaining in the period from Landon West. This is going to Bowen Burke and Nicholas Capasso for the Grit. So we'll see what the second period yields here, but for now, let's take let's take a look at the South Division standings here. So, for the Wranglers here, they're playing in their 39th game of the season. That is the most out of any team in the South Division, as there'll be 1 game played ahead of Lone Star, who has 38, and be 5 games ahead of El Paso, and 4 ahead of Shreveport. But you have to keep in mind that the Wranglers still do have games on the schedule against the El Paso Rhinos, as they still have 6 more against El Paso this season, and 2 more against Shreveport. So you really have to consider that when you think about where the Wranglers are at in the South Division. Obviously, you look at where the Wranglers are at in terms of points. If they come away with another big 2 points here today, and they'll be 3 points back of Lone Star for the first place spot in the division, as the Brahmas have 54, and they seem to be in a free fall, as they currently have lost their last 4 games. So I think we're about to see a big mix-up here in the South Division. Wranglers are really having a big month of January right now. As right now they are so far 4-0-0-1. All their games have been against Colorado, but you got to find ways to win games. I mean, the Wranglers don't make the schedule, and so when the opportunity presents itself to pick up these points, the Wranglers have proven that they can do that. So that's why the Wranglers are in second place right now. The El Paso Rhinos are a team to watch. This is a team that last season missed the postseason by a country mile. And the stark contrast from last year to this year for the Rhinos is just amazing. You look at them, 23-9, 1-1, 48 points on the season. They're off this weekend, but they've won their last 9 games. So the El Paso Rhinos, very dangerous right now. Wranglers will see them in a couple of weeks. Still have 6 more matches up against the Rhinos this season. And then you got to look at the Mudbugs, who lost to Odessa twice over the last 2 days. This is a Mudbugs team that's lost 3 games in a row. And then you got to look at the rest of the division. I mean, really the top 4 is kind of cemented right now. Unless the New Mexico Ice Wolves or the Oklahoma Warriors go on a big-time run. And the Warriors could, because they've won their last 4, all against Lone Stars. So that's a pretty good team that they're beating. And they are the defending champs, so you can't throw that out the window. But if Oklahoma is able to find a way to surge into that top 4, you can get a very, very sticky situation at the end of the season. Now, I would not count out the Odessa Jackalopes right now, who, with their wins over Shreveport, are now at even 500 on the season, 15, 15, 2-2. Now, the thing about Odessa is they still have a lot of games to play on the road. They're about to hit a big homestand in the coming weeks. And they have a lot of games against Oklahoma in that stretch. So I think that might be the determining factor, as if the Odessa Jackalopes are able to find a way to make this thing interesting and maybe find a way to climb up into that top 6 or give New Mexico or Oklahoma a run for their money for that 6th seed, maybe that 5th seed. But otherwise, it looks like your top 4 is going to be Lone Star, Amarillo, El Paso, Shreveport in some order. And right now you got New Mexico and Oklahoma in that 5th and 6th seed, who are tied at 39 points. It's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out over the next couple of months. At the conclusion of tonight's game, the Wranglers will have 21 games remaining on the year. And so we'll see. We'll see what the end of the season has in store. But for the Wranglers, they have their sights focused on taking games 1 game at a time and not overlooking their opponents and picking up 2 points when the opportunity presents itself night in and night out. And against Colorado so far this month, the Wranglers have done just that. I mean, they've only left 1 point on the table on that shootout loss last Sunday, just 1 week ago. So watch out for the Wranglers. They've heated up. Watch out for El Paso. And Lone Star's free fall very much puts that 1st seed in the South Division, which at one point seemed like it was going to be a lock for the Brahmas. Now, not so much a lock. It's very much in doubt as the Wranglers are surging and the Rhinos as well. So it'll be very interesting to see how this next couple of months turns out. For the Wranglers, you do want that 1st round bye. Not just because, for the bye, but also because you want that home ice advantage. And really, you want the South Division to run through this building. So the Wranglers team that had to go on the road against Oklahoma last season in the playoffs. Eventually lost to the defending champions, who went all the way and won the Robbie Cup. So for the Wranglers, looking pretty good right now to pull within 3 points of Lone Star with 2 more points here tonight. That would put them at 51 on the season. Both teams have come back out onto the ice. Looks like we're about ready for 2nd period action from the Budweiser Bull Pen. It'll be Ben Ivy against Landon West for the opening draw. Ben Ivy wins it, and the Wranglers possess to open the 2nd period of play. They wrap it around, almost back out over the blue line. Gagnon will quickly slap it back down deep. Gudridge will play it on his backhand to Helgeson. Just between his legs, turns it over. A shot there by Ben Ivy is stopped by Erickson. Here's Ben Ivy once more between the circles, takes a shot, and that's blocked by Helgeson. And he finds Capasso up ice. Capasso down the left wing, tries to take a shot, ping-pongs off a leg, pops out to the right point. Gudridge to the circle, exchanges with Capasso. Pass is offline. Ben Ivy will prod it back out to center. From the neutral zone, Grolnick will wind it in. Goes around to the far half wall. Puck pops up into the air, pinned up against those boards. Colorado getting a couple of fresh bodies out there. Wranglers are able to squeak it free. Jack Ivy on a pass from Nolan Gagnon looks to head up ice. Gets caught up with Gurman. Pukinen steps into the attacking zone. He gets caught up between a pack of Grip members. Colorado sends it back out to the red line where Troutwine will mail it back in. Pukinen up against the half wall, gets slammed by Gurman. He sees the puck roll back onto his tape. He'll wait behind the net and bank it off the wall. A couple of quick exchanges by Colorado, and they head down the left wing. Gurman over the center ice logo, loses a handle on the puck. It hops into the air, settled down by McNaughton. He will send it behind the Colorado net. Makes a funny hop in the corner, goes onto the stick of McNaughton, looking to center it. Wranglers unable to capitalize on that chance. As Day trades places with Zapp in the far corner of the Colorado zone. Zapp looks to return it to Day, who stumbled a bit. Colorado pounces on that, and they will send it down the length of the ice. Ritchie will beat out Caleb Bendell for the icing. And so 1:56 into the second period, Wranglers going to have a offensive zone draw. Draw to the left of Erickson, near circle of the Colorado zone. Graves will take it and lose it to Morris. Right off the draw, Day fires, and a kick save on the right pad by Erickson keeps it out. Behind the net is Morris. He will backhand it up to the right point for Jeffers. Returns it to Morris, goes by him. Wranglers go high to low. This puck bouncing in the corner. Graves is able to shake Luke Morris off. Find Bendell up ice, who shovels a pass to Burke, who will backhand it deep into the Wrangler zone. Jeffers will claim it, move it up ice, off the stick of Day. Goes into the Colorado zone. Jacober was cherry picking at the blue line. Wranglers break that up, but entering is Shin. He'll shoot, and off a deflection, it beats Peterson, and it goes in. One of those wacky plays where it just takes a bounce, a deflection, called some puck luck, and the Colorado Grit have taken a 2-1 lead. So it's Duncan Shin's second of the weekend, second of his young career from Braden Freifogel. Early on in the second period, as in comes Jacober. Colorado looking for more. Shin was between the circles once more. Wranglers head up ice as Gerhard looks to get it to Miller. Gets his pocket picked between the circles, and Colorado will go the other way. Jacober enters the zone. Looks to go around Troutwine. He finds Shin below the goal line. He gets crunched by Gerhard. As Freifogel tries to backhand one towards the middle for Carter. Troutwine there defensively. Wranglers will exit their own zone as Morley Phillips, the lone Amarillo goal scorer to this point, will knock it in deep. Turn over here, McDonald shoots, and a save made by Erickson. Dangerous moment there for Jack McDonald, who's been red hot. And Erickson is up to the task to make the save. McDonald feeds it up top forward to Marco. Able to corral it at the line, send it around to the far half wall. McDonald there to meet it, as is Hadrick the third. Up to the blue line it goes. Ritchie takes a swipe at it, sends it between the circles. Miller's there to McDonald, and he skies one over the net in close quarters. A couple really good looks for Jack McDonald in that last sequence. Unfortunately, he did not get any of that puck luck that the Grit just had. Draw will be to the left of Erickson, near circle of the Colorado zone. Ben Ivy will take it against Landon West. West will win it, bank it off the end wall to Gudridge, and he'll move up down the left wing. Up ahead is Grolnick, hits West in stride. Left circle shot is blocked by TJ Ritchie and sent out of play. 4 minutes into the second period. Draw will be to the right of Peterson, near circle of the Wranglers zone. First line out there for the Wranglers, Jeffers and McRoberts. The two D-men, as Jack Ivy will take it for Amarillo and win it against West. McRoberts fires it out to the neutral zone, takes a couple of hops, and McDonald's unable to beat Gutteridge to the puck. Colorado will see an offensive zone draw as the Wranglers have iced the puck. 15:53 to go in the second period. Draw will be to the right of Peterson. Near circle, Jack Ivey will take it. This time West wins it. Left point, Helgeson, a drive. Goes wide of the net. Jack McDonald there lurking, looks to exit the zone, and the Wranglers, a couple of active sticks, are able to do so. Zooming up ice is Jeffers. Fire one on goal, sticked away by Erickson to the near corner. Grolnick backhands it deep. McDonald from a sharp angle takes a shot. Erickson makes the save, might have hit the side of the net. Can't tell from my angle. The Wranglers keep it in at the right point. So McDonald crunches Grolnick. McDonald on his backhand, feeds one towards the middle, and lurking was Ben Ivey, but a poke check from Erickson is able to make that stop. Shot directed wide of the goal from McDonald. The right wing, Jack Ivey tries to chop it deeper, but West is there. Wranglers being very active on the forecheck here, making it difficult for Colorado to exit their zone, but they are able to do so here as Grolnick will chip it off the far corner, and then he gets decked by McRoberts as he was sending the puck down. Play getting physical here in the second period. His right wing, Puukkonen shoots from the circle. Blocker save by Erickson. Goes towards the corner. Graves backhands it forward. Wranglers keeping it at the right point. McNaughton sells it down. Whips one towards the goal and never saw Erickson. It's blocked by Graves. Pick up that puck and go up ice. Looking to move it across for Bendel. Jeffers in the right place at the right time. He's able to break that up. And the Wranglers on this last sequence looking for a stretch pass to Zap. Instead, it's off the mark. And the Wranglers have iced the puck again. 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the second period. Draw to the right of Peterson. Wranglers try and get it out off the draw, and they do. Fumbled by Gurman at the left point. They'll pick up the puck and just rip it around behind Peterson. Near side, McNaughton finds Zap at the center ice logo, drifting towards his left. He will toss it in. Banks off the far corner. On the attack was Puukkonen, held in at the line by Stepanek. Tries to throw an odd goal. It's intercepted by Gurman. Colorado back out in the neutral zone as Bendel looks to find Burke moving forward. Instead, Troutwine will get it out of the Wrangler zone. Burke with another try from the red line. This time sends it off the Wrangler end wall. Gagnon scoops it up, finds Stepanek upwards. Enters the attacking zone. He'll take a shot. It's blocked by Gurman. Gets it back. And Stepanek on the backhand is denied by Erickson. Comes to Morris. Zap from the left circle rips one. That one's blocked by Gurman. Behind the play, Stepanek is getting mobbed by Hadrick, and that immediately draws an arm and a whistle. Wranglers, by all accounts, will hit to the power play. It will be their first of the night. So in goes Hadrick. 2 minutes for roughing. Pretty easy call there. That last sequence for Alex Stepanek, very dangerous. Pretty good chance for the Wranglers, who now lead the shot count 18-12. It was 11-10 Colorado after the first period. Wrangler power play goes to work for the first time. It's third best in the league at 22.2%. Is at the line. Jack Ivey goes across for Gagnon. Fakes a shot, finds Zap left side. Down low, it's McDonald. Whips one towards the front, goes off a body. Jack Ivey takes it and shoots it wide. McDonald between his legs tries to center, and that is broken up by West and down for the clear. That drains 20 seconds and change off of the Wrangler power play. He's in the neutral zone. Jack Ivy enters down the right wing. Behind the goal. Up top, Gagne across. Ben Ivy, one-timer pad saved by Erickson. And Colorado sweeps away the rebound. It's Gagne with it. Charging forward, drops it off for Jack Ivy. He will wrap it around to the left point, McNaughton. Twists it deeper, as behind the goal line is Morris. Held in at the right point by Gagnon. Cross, DeMarco settles it down on his backhand. Finds Morris. Back up to DeMarco at the line. It's Gagnon. Buchanan, right circle. Up to DeMarco, a blast, and it goes wide of the mark. Morris tries to jam it in. And Erickson, with a series of saves, denies the Wranglers. Still in, though. As at the half ball, it's Buchanan. Sends it up to the right point. Gagnon. Back to Buchanan in open space. Buchanan down low. McNaughton back to Buchanan, right circle. He'll shoot. And it goes off a stick and out of play. 22 seconds remaining on the Wrangler power play. 11:54 to go in the second period. A lot of really good things for the Wranglers on that last power play sequence. Draw to the left of Erickson. It'll be Jacober against Morris, and Morris wins it, sends it towards the wall. McNaughton finds Buchanan below the circle. Twists towards his forehand, gets it up top. Back to Buchanan. At the right point, it's Jeffers. Buchanan and him playing catch as Buchanan has it once more. Slides it down low for McNaughton. Back to Buchanan at the half ball. Power play in the waning moments as Jeffers loses it at the blue line. Freifogel was there to make life difficult for him. Colorado gets one last clear. We're back to even strength. DeMarco from behind Peterson will look to start the next breakout for the Wranglers. It's a right wing pass intended for McNaughton. Colorado able to poke it down deep into that near corner of the Wranglers zone. DeMarco gets it, finds Phillips. Moving forward, he spurs McNaughton in motion. Back to Phillips, down the right wing. He shoots, goes off a stick and wide of the goal. Behind the net, Phillips looking to get it back, but Helgeson is able to possess and send it up ice for Shin. Finds Jacober in motion, cuts towards the middle. Jacober to the goal, and a poke check by Peterson denies him. And the net comes off on that play, but good read from Andrew Peterson to make the poke check on that play. As it looks like Wilder Jacober had a really good step there. This is a neutral zone draw in front of the Colorado bench. Phillips will take it against Carter. And Phillips wins that. Puck is motionless. Now it's picked up by Shaw. He shoots, and that's an easy glove save for Andrew Peterson. 10:46 to go in the second period. Colorado leads 2-1 despite being outshot 21-12. Draw to the left of Peterson. Carter against Phillips once more. Colorado wins it. Right point, it's Gudrich. Whips one towards the goal. It's blocked by his own man, and Cook, he turns and shoots. And it gets deflected towards the near corner. Behind the net, battle for the puck. It slides over to DeMarco. Looks like he got tripped up. Colorado possesses. As now it's Shaw. Can't handle the puck. As defensively there was TJ Ritchie. Great play for number 25 in whites. Wranglers ice the puck, but I think if you're Ryan Anderson, you're okay with that on that last sequence if it means getting the puck out of harm's way. This next draw to the left of Peterson once again, and it'll be Phillips against Graves. Moved up to the line. Hadrick shoots, goes wide of the net. DeMarco looks to tap it forward. Decks Bendel in the process. Wranglers looking to spur up ice. And for the moment they do. Puck ping-ponging at their own blue line. Graves tries to cycle back. Miller in the area. Gets it to Phillips. Wranglers trying to charge into the attacking zone. Play a D-to-D, flip the script and send it towards the far side where McDonald will tap it in. Tadrick behind his net. McDonald pressuring on the forecheck. Colorado just tosses it back out to the neutral zone. McRoberts will play it forward for Miller, the New York man. As puck up for grabs in the neutral zone is picked up by Merrick Thompson. He'll leave it for Hadrick, who stops in his own zone. And he's going to be very patient with his next move. 9:29 to go in the second period. Colorado leads 2-1. Right wing, it's Poirier. Enters, finds Thompson, centering feed, and they score. Looks like that was Chris Graves getting the goal for Colorado. And now the Grit lead 3-1. So the Wranglers strike first, 2 minutes and change into the game, and then ever since then, Colorado has scored 3 unanswered as Graves picks up the goal on the score that makes it 3-1. From Thompson and Poirier. Bit of mulling around after the goal. Looks like Ryan Anderson thinks some sort of explanation. Looks like we're all good. Goal stands. They'll drop the puck. Zapp wins the ensuing faceoff. Troutwine gains the red line. He will whip it around towards the near side. Naughton leaves it be. Zapp will handle it. Drive down deep. Looking to go around west. Zapp behind the goal. On his backhand. Moves up the far side. Push towards his forehand. Centers one. Looking for Pukkanen. Goes into the skates of Grolnik. And Colorado will burst back out to center. As Burt throws it across. Grolnik settles it down and shoots, and a glove save by Peterson for the whistle. 8:54 to go in the second period. Colorado leads 3-1 with 2 second period goals here in Amarillo. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to the Budweiser Bull Pen, where Colorado, 2 second period goals. First from Shin, second from Graves. Now have a 3-1 lead after Amarillo scored the first goal from Morley Phillips. Wranglers chip it out to center, takes a couple bounces. McDonald pressuring, looks to steal the puck. In comes Ben Ivy. Wranglers possessed behind Erickson. Jacober steals it. Ben Ivy gets it back, and he's high-sticked. He takes a cheap shot afterwards. That draws a penalty, and the Wranglers will head back to the power play. Ben Ivy holding his face. Hopefully he's going to be all right. think he got hit with the back end of the stick of Jacober. And they're going to take him off. It's a big loss for the Wranglers. We're down by 2 here. 8:35 to go in the second period. Ben Ivy leaves. And it kind of looked like Jacober was trying to get the puck, and then he reared his stick back and caught the face of Ben Ivy with the hilt of his stick. Hopefully he's going to be okay. It's 4 minutes for high sticking, so this right here, you hate to see Ben Ivy go off, but for the Wranglers, it is a prime opportunity to get back on the game with a double minor power play next 4 minutes. Although you lose the services of Ben Ivy, who has now gone down the tunnel. So it'll be Zapp, McDonald, Puukkonen, Jack Ivy, and Gagnon. So send it behind the goal. Puukkonen on his forehand. Gets it up top for Gagnon. Goes across for Jack Ivy. Back to Gagnon. Center point. Cross. Zapp all alone in the circle. Looks to center one to Puukkonen. And getting a stick on that is Graves as the puck tumbles back out to center. Wranglers' second power play chance of the game. They went 0 for 1 earlier on in the period. As turnover at center, Gagnon loses it to Graves, and now Zapp steals it away from him down the right wing. Zapp drops it off. Gagnon in motion, chips it to himself, and just out of his own reach. He'll be sent back down by Gurman for a Colorado clear. 3:15 remaining on the Wrangler power play. 7:46 to go in the second as Gagnon enters the zone. Drifts towards his right, drops it off for Puukkonen. In motion is Jack Ivy. Spins, finds Zapp left circle. He'll shoot it across, and looking for streaking Puukkonen was Zapp. The pass was just offline. .250 remaining on the Wrangler power play as Jeffers will wait behind his own net. Survey the scene, see what shakes out in front of him. Phillips, DeMarco, Morris, and McNaughton out there with him. Wranglers having trouble entering the zone as Jeffers has to backpedal to DeMarco at the Wrangler blue line. Now DeMarco plays it up into the zone is Luke Morris, and Adra quickly claims it for Colorado. Whip it around to left point, but it's held in by Jeffers. Morris backhands it below the circle for Phillips. On his forehand, gets it back up top for Jeffers. The half wall. Morris steps in and shoots. It's blocked by Thompson. He gets it back to DeMarco. Now right wing, it's McNaughton. DeMarco a bomb, and looking for deflection out in front was Phillips, but it goes wide. And Colorado will possess on the far wall and send it back out to the Wrangler zone for another Colorado clear. 1:51 to go on the Wrangler power play. So the first half of the double minor is over. Marco to left wing for McDonald. His pass off the mark intended for Gagnon. Puukkonen drops it back for Gagnon. Waits between his own circles. Looks for right wing for Zapp. That pass is broken up by Helgeson. Colorado will feed it back down to Peterson for another clear. 1:16 to go on the Wrangler power play. See if they can get something here in the second half of the double minor. Gagnon gets tripped up at center ice. You keep playing on. Now Zapp gets tripped up, and now Colorado goes to the penalty box again as Wranglers looking for Jack Ivy left circle. Zapp slow to get up. And it's going to be tripping on Colorado, so Wranglers will have a 59-second 5-on-3. But now your attention shifts to Roman Zapp. He's banged up on the play, down on 2 knees. Helgeson goes to the box for Colorado. 2 minutes for tripping. Ryan Anderson will take this. Take this opportunity to drop a play with his club. Meanwhile, Goodrich talking things over with our second official here tonight at the scorers table. good news for the Wranglers is Zapp is back up on his feet. He's in the huddle for the Wranglers at the bench, and he's still on the ice. So, very good sight for the Wranglers. Zapp actually leads the team in points here. It's back and forth affair with him, Puukkonen, and Jack Ivey this season, but Zapp does lead the Wranglers in points with 35 on the year. This is his 37th game of the season. So he's almost a point-per-game player. And there he goes right back out there. What a warrior. He's going to take the next draw. Wranglers 5-on-3 for the next 59 seconds. Zapp will take it. He's got McDonald to his right, Puukkonen to his left, Jack Ivey and Gagnon on the blue line for the Wranglers. Zapp wins the draw, gets it to Jack Ivey. Down low he goes for McDonald. Across, looking for a man in, and the Wranglers take a backhand shot, and Eriksson saves that. And Colorado sweeps it away for the clear. In comes Gagnon, drifting towards his right, stops at the point. Goes across for Jack Ivey, steps into the left circle. He'll shoot, and a save made by Eriksson. Rebound comes to Jack Ivey between the circles, plays at the top for Gagnon. Back to Jack Ivey, left circle, and his shot is directed wide. There goes the cycle. McDonald's in with a sharp angle shot. Looks like it went off the side of the net. Bounces back to him. Jack Ivey over to Gagnon, steps in and shoots, and scores! Wranglers with the power play goal from Nolan Gagnon, and they're right back in it. It's 3-2. Jack Ivey and Jack McDonald get the assists, so they keep their point streaks going. This is now a 7-game point streak for McDonald and a 7-game point streak for Jack Ivey. Wranglers make it 3-2 with that power play goal. Because that goal was scored 5-on-3, they still have a power play 5-on-4 for the next minute and 16 seconds. So Jack Ivey still out on the ice, leaves it for Gagnon. Dangerously in the area was Freifel. Will Wranglers escape any danger as Zapp finds McDonald left circle, but they deem the play offside with 1:02 remaining on the power play and 4:35 to go in the second period. For Gagnon, that is his 6th goal of the season. It is now a multi-point affair for number 19. Picks up points 27 and 28 on the year. First it was the assist on the Phillips goal. And now, the goal. Freifogel from center ice will get it down for the clear. Gagnon patiently leaves it for Zapp. Swings out left side. Drop pass on time for Gagnon. Hits Jack Ivey in stride, and the Wranglers are in the Colorado zone. At the right point, they send it across. Ben Ivey back out on the ice. Is there for the Wranglers. On his forehand at the half wall. Leaves it for his twin brother Jack. Good to see for the Wranglers. Is down low. McDonald finds Ben Ivey. Get back to that same half wall for Jack Ivey. Now down low, McDonald turns towards the goal. Driving towards the net. Scramble for it there. And Colorado is able to pick it free. And they will get another clear. With 19 seconds to go on the Wrangler power play. That's a play that we've seen Jack McDonald do a lot, not just in this game, but this season. To try and drive towards the net from below the circle. Colorado bottles up the Wranglers at the Grit blue line. I pretty much do it for the Wrangler power play. As McNaughton enters the zone, it's tapped away from his stick. Morris tries to get it back in front of the Wranglers bench, still in the Colorado zone. Puck battle along the boards. DJ Richard tries to fire it in, goes off a body. It's a pop fly. Morris will knock it below the goal line. And now tip it towards the near side wall. Where Colorado looking for a stretch pass. Grolnick is looking to split the D of the old banana splitty, but a nice break up there for the Wranglers. Now Colorado enters as Shin drops it off for Grolnick. He'll shoot. Not a lot of mustard on it as the Wranglers are able to get a defensive stick on it. DeMarco swings out right side, looking for Phillips. Glances off his stick and goes deep into the zone. 2:43 remaining in the second period. Colorado leads it 3-2. As the Grit have iced the puck with 2:40 on the clock. Wranglers down by 1, lead the shot count 27-16. Draw to the right of Erickson. Gets sent towards the far wall. Glances off the shoulder of McDonald on the clearing attempt. Colorado's able to get possession and lift it down the length of the ice again, although the bouncing puck will be deemed no icing. Drew Jeffers will start the next breakout for the Wranglers. Down the right wing, having some trouble as Colorado converged on, and Wranglers are able to get it out to the red line as Ben Ivey backhands into the zone, but not much more. Thompson will take that puck, get it back out into the Wranglers zone. Teams exchanging possession here. As down the left wing is Jack Ivey. Knifes his way towards the middle. Finds McDonald moving in. He will backhand one, looking to return it to Jack Ivey. Instead he found Hadrick. And from the right point, Jeffers tries to whip it on goal. Looked like that might have gone into the Wranglers bench. They keep play moving. As Troutwine will field it in his own zone, banking off the near wall for Jeffers. Bouncing puck had a mind of its own and hopped over the stick of McDonald. Colorado gets it on goal to Peterson. He keeps the play moving. Jeffers stretch pass off the stick of Jack Ivey. He knocks it in and looks like he'll head to the bench. Fourth line stepping out there for the Wranglers as Miller comes on. The neutral zone, it is Capasso. Drops it off for Grolnick. He whips a shot and it's blocked by his own man. Down the left wing goes Phillips, looking to double dip here. As moves it toward the middle, looking for Miller. Almost had a tap-in goal on a deflection. Pass was just offline. McRoberts possesses in his own zone as we hit the 1 minute mark here in the second period. McRoberts backhands it to the neutral zone. Phillips possesses over the attacking line. Gerhard crosses it towards the goal. Erickson sticks it away. Held at the right point by Gagnon. Shuffles it down below the goal line. Helgeson sees Pukin pressuring him. Dishes it towards his left as Grolnick moves it up ice. Nobody home though as the Wranglers look to charge ahead. Although Hadrick has other ideas, pokes off their stick. As a man shrieking in, and Grolnick left circle, he'll shoot and bar down. He scores. And Colorado has restored their 2-goal lead. Again, it's a late goal in the period. Goal belongs to Grolnick. His third in the series, assisted by Hadrick and Helgeson. Colorado now leads 4-2 with 26.5 seconds to go in the second period. So again, another late goal for the Grit to cap off a period. First it was West scoring with 21 ticks on the clock in the first. Now it's Grolnick with 26.5 to go in the second period. So the Wranglers look to quickly get that one back if they can. As to the net goes McNaughton, and he just can't fire it on goal. Colorado is there defensively. As left point shot from Troutwine deflected wide. Behind the net goes Gurman. Moves towards his backhand. Now on his forehand, he will lift it out to center. And that is all we have for this second period. Although afterwards, Zep took a cross check from Gudridge, and now they're going at it. So again, we see Tempest Flare, and third period will be the last time these two teams see each other for a while. Still 6 more games on the schedule between these two, but not until March. Both teams kind of mulling around here. We carefully split that up, and so see if we've got any penalties to end the second period of play. We'll talk about the first 40 minutes of this game, preview the final 20 on the second intermission report on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Be back in just a couple minutes. Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network. This is the second intermission report. Guy Chiarenza here from downtown Amarillo, as it looks like Wranglers have some catching up to do after 40 minutes of play. The Colorado Grit lead it 4-2 entering the third period. It was actually the Wranglers that scored first. First, it was Morley Phillips getting the 1-0 score, 2:21 into the game, assisted by Nolan Gagnon. And it is Undy Sunday, so lots of underwear were thrown on the ice. It's okay, though. They're not used. They were packaged new underwear. They're going to benefit homeless shelters around Amarillo. It's all for a good cause. So Wranglers took that and made it 1-0, and then looked like they were going to take that 1-0 lead into the first intermission, but Landon West is able to put home a rebound off of a shot from Bowen Burke. Paso gets the secondary assist with 21.1 seconds to go in the first period to make it a 1-1 game. And so that's where we stood after 20 minutes of play. Colorado was out shooting the Wranglers, I believe it was 11-10 at that point. Shot count now is 27-18, but Colorado did score 3 second period goals here. As first, it was Duncan Shin from Braden Freifogel. About 2.5 minutes into the second period to make it 2-1. And then with 9:21 to go in the period, it was Chris Graves from Merritt Thompson and George Poirier to make it 3-1. Wranglers would respond, though they did have a 5-on-3 power play. First, they had a double minor power play and able to capitalize on that. And then on a 5-on-3, the Wranglers scored to make it a 3-2 hockey game. Nolan Gagnon gets his second point of the night, this time in the form of a goal from Jack Ivey and Jack McDonald to extend their point streaks. And that makes it 3-2 game with 4:54 to go in the second period. And so it looked like the Wranglers were right back in it. And then another goal late in the period as Colorado with just 26.5 seconds to go this time. It's Noah Grolnick scoring from Hadrick and Helgeson to make it a 4-2 game. And it's really those late goals in the period that have really been the difference to the Wranglers on the score. It seems like the Wranglers having trouble closing out periods here this afternoon against a Colorado team that is not going to make the playoffs. Just to put that frankly. So they're kind of just playing for pride at this point, trying to play for probably a roster spot next season, as it's a very young team here for Colorado, a lot of 18-year-olds. So these guys are motivated still to win and perform because they know that it might give them a roster spot next season. So for Colorado, I really like to play from Grolnick and West. Duncan Shin has really performed well for Colorado since he came over. This is just his third game in his career, and he already has 2 goals and 1 assist. So the young guns are showing out for Colorado, and now I think last night it was the Wranglers' experience and just their veteran presence that kind of lifted them in the second period last night with 3 second period goals. Well, now they give up 3 second period goals here tonight, and so the question now becomes is the Wranglers, who've been resilient all season long. I mean, we've talked about it so many times, I'm pretty sure everybody's probably sick of hearing it, but this is a Wranglers team that is very, very resilient. They find a way to stick around in close games, and so a 2-goal game entering the third period, well, it could be interesting if the Wranglers get off on the right foot to start period number 3, as the Wranglers this season, when trailing after 2, are 3-7-4-1, and they are 12-1-1 when they score first, both of which happened here tonight. So interested to see how Ryan Anderson's club responds here in the third period, as you don't want to leave points on the table against a team like Colorado, where this is a game where the Wranglers are the favorite to win. And so you think about potentially pulling between 3 points at the Lone Star Brahmas for first place in the division if you win here tonight. There's a lot at stake. Is at the end of this game, the Wranglers will have played the most games in the South Division at 39, and they've got El Paso and Shreveport nipping at their heels. So the Wranglers with the bye week next week are going to have a lot of time off, but they're going to have to find a way to really rectify their mistakes in the first 40 minutes of play here in the third period if they want to find a way to come back and win this game. Be back in just a minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Second intermission report. This is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Second intermission report rolls on as Colorado leads 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Guy Chiarenza here from downtown Amarillo. I apologize for my performance on the mic here tonight. I'm just not feeling great at all, to put it lightly. I've come down with some kind of bug, but trying to pull it through for you guys, as I understand that it is the only game on here this afternoon, and I would have hated to have nobody on the call and rob you guys of that. So we're here, and the Wranglers have some catching up to do here in the third period, as it is a Colorado 2-goal lead. And you look at the difference maker being those 2 late goals from Colorado in the periods. First period, they scored 21.1 to go, and then late after that, 26.5 seconds to go, Colorado scores. But I think you also have to take a look at the power play for the Wranglers here so far tonight, and the special teams. Colorado just with 1 power play chance. They're 0 for 1. Wranglers did a good job of shutting that down. But for the Wranglers, a couple of missed opportunities on that power play there. That sequence where it was the double minor. They do capitalize with the 5-on-3, but I think the Wranglers and Ryan Anderson were looking for a little bit more out of that sequence there. That really at that point would have helped him climb back into the game. I believe it was 3-1 at that point, and so he scored to make it 3-2, and looking for a little bit more for the power play, which has been red hot against Colorado the last couple of games. They do score once on the power play, but I think probably could have done a little bit more with that, and I think Erickson here tonight has played a really good game. Stark contrast to what he was able to do on Friday night, where he was chased from the net, as the Wranglers just put up goal after goal on him. And it seems like he's come back here tonight with a vengeance, as Erickson has stopped 25 of 27 so far. The Wranglers are out shooting the Grit 27-18, so they're not doing a bad job of getting an offensive output. I think the problem is just the finishing, and I think the Wranglers have to get a little creative here offensively, because you got to remember a couple things. One, this is the 6th straight game between these two teams. I think at this point they know each other like the back of their hand. The other is that this is the 3rd straight game in 3 days, coming off of last weekend where he played 3 straight games in 3 days. Now, fatigue affects both teams. It does. But for the Wranglers, it seemed like they were a little flat to end periods. I think they could have done a little bit better of just completing the period. And if they were able to do that, you're looking at 2 goals for Colorado off the board. So right at that point, you're looking at a 2-2 game instead of a 4-2 game. So Wranglers stare down the barrel of a 2-goal deficit here. And I'm very interested to see what Ryan Anderson and company cook up here in the 3rd period of play to avoid falling to the Colorado Grit here on a Sunday night. As it is Undy Sunday here in Amarillo. Worley Phillips scored the first goal of the game for the Wranglers, and so because of that, new and unused packaged underwear and socks were thrown on the ice by the fans in attendance. Think about it like teddy bear toss, except underwear. Unused underwear. And as far as I can tell, they all were unused, so that's a really good sign. As we're about a couple minutes away from 3rd period puck drop. Wranglers down by 2. We'll step aside for just one more moment, and then when we return on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we will have 3rd period action from the Budweiser Bull Pen. Welcome back to the bullpen. Ben Ivey now sporting a cage after he got high-sticked earlier on in the 2nd period. Back out there, take the draw against Landon West and win it. Wranglers looking to set up shop offensively. Colorado has other ideas. They'll jam it deep into Wrangler territory. Play rides up the far side wall. Ben Ivy gives chase, but the Wranglers have iced the puck. 15 seconds into the third period. I think the approach from the Colorado Grit here in this game is a byproduct of how many games that these two teams have played straight against each other. Like I said at the tail end of the second intermission, these two teams probably know each other like the back of their hand, and so you're looking at a game where it's a Sunday where, one, it seems like anything can happen, and two, Colorado has drawn up a play. As off the draw, McDonald turns and shoots, and a save made by Erickson on his second attempt. He went right down the middle. Erickson stood tall, and that's really kind of been the story of the night. As DeMarco passes picked up by Capasso, and Ritchie, quick to pick it up, is able to knock it back into the Colorado zone. Looks like Wranglers are offside here. 19:25 to go in the third period. Straw is going to be to the left of Peterson. Draw will be taken by Zapp against Wilder Jacober. Jacober wins this draw. Colorado tries to shoot it. It's gloved down by Zapp, and he'll find McNaughton open ice. Stretch pass on time for Pukkanen. He's in, and a save made by Erickson, and on the second chance, it goes wide. It's kind of been the story of the night for the Wranglers here. It's not due to lack of chances as Colorado enters the zone. Down the right wing goes McNaughton, gains the red line, and blasts it into the attacking zone. Freifogel beats out Pukkanen, moves it up for Jacober. Down the near wall, tries to slide it across. It's broken up by McNaughton, although Freifogel will drive it in deep. Off the end wall, Wranglers scoop up the puck. It's Connor McNaughton with his parents in attendance. Good to see Mr. and Mrs. McNaughton the other night. Always love hearing from the parents as Troutwine looks to find an outlet in Pukkanen. He's got him, and he twists it forward, and there's nobody there. The Wranglers were in the middle of a line change. And entering is Burke. Throws a shot wide. On the far end wall, Graves gets sent down to the ice by Jeffers. Puck rolls towards the opposite corner, picked up by Colorado. As Bendel gets shaken off the puck. Colorado regains it as Graves will mail it back down deep. From the far corner, Poirier has an assist so far here tonight. Exchange with Graves. Wranglers get in the way of that, and Jeffers will exit the Wrangler zone and whip it around towards the near wall of the Colorado zone. Picked up by Morris. Finds a trailing Trace Day. As the shot failed him, Colorado quickly tries to move in the transition game. Wranglers pick it back, and now they head up ice. Stepanek from the right wing tries to take a shot. Glances off a leg, and Colorado will possess, and they will wind it in as they look to get a change. Ritchie, stretch pass off the stick of Trace Day. Hops onto a Colorado tape as now Helgeson finds Cook at the blue line. He directs it in. First man on it is Christian Carter. Tries to beat out Trace Day. DeMarco in the area as well. Colorado keeps possession as Shaw on his forehand gets it up to the right point. Gudridge, a shot. Save made by Peterson, and he will just keep that play moving as he chucks the rebound out to Morley Phillips, who gains center, and not much more as Colorado take that puck, try and dump it in. Goes off of the body of DeMarco. He'll carry it and dish it right for Phillips. In between the circles, can't get the shot away as Colorado did a good job of getting stick on puck. Back out of the center ice logo is Jack Ivy. He fires it in, goes off the body of Gutteridge. He will claim that puck, though, and wait behind his own net. Only for a moment, though, as down the right wing, he finds Freifogel. They go coast to coast for Grolnick in motion. He will feather it down as Wrangler is able to knock that puck away from Colorado, send it back out to the neutral zone, and takes another bounce. No icing, though, on that last play. As Burke sidesteps Jack Ivy. He's stepping on his shadow. Wranglers get the puck back off a Colorado errant pass, and so they're forced to just send it down. Gagnon will swing out on the near side from behind his own net, find Ben Ivy in motion in the neutral zone. Dishes it to Jack Ivy. He'll rip it around towards the far half wall. Looking for Gagnon. He's got him. Gets it up to the line for Ben Ivy. Floats one towards the goal. Goes off the body of Gurman. Back to Ben Ivy. He shoots and it goes off the bar. And on the second opportunity, Jack Ivy scores. And the Wranglers are right back in it. And who else would it be? It's the grit killer, Jack Ivy. He has scored a goal in every single game against Colorado. Now this being his 6th, he extends his goal-scoring streak to 7 games. Jack Ivey for Ben Ivey and Nolan Gagnon. And it was one of those plays where the shot from Ben Ivey goes bar down, and you hear a collective gasp in the building, just like, oh man, can you believe that? Really, like, we just can't catch a break. And the rebound goes right onto the tape of Jack Ivey, and that's a guy that's not going to make any mistake in putting the puck in the back of the net. He gets his team leading 23rd of the season to pull the Wranglers from within 1. So just like the Wranglers do, they always find a way to make these things interesting. Still down by 1 though, but plenty of time, 15:50 remaining in the 3rd period. Colorado sends it in deep. McRoberts emerges from the pile, immediately gets caught up by Duncan Shin. He'll find Freifogel, looks to work it up to the right point, but it's intercepted by Puukkonen. He will turn up ice. Topi Puukkonen rumbles into the attacking zone. Puukkonen shoots and scores! Tie game! Topi Puukkonen has deadlocked us at 4. And there you go. There's your response. 28 seconds after the Jack Ivey goal, the Wranglers' Topi Puukkonen. It's his and his alone, unassisted. 15:30 to go in the 3rd period, and he makes it a 4-4 game. Reigning South Division Star of the Week. Picks up goal number 18 on the year for his 34th point of the season. So just when he needed it most, the Wranglers got it. And that was a very sneaky shot where I think the only person who knew initially that it went in was Topi Puukkonen. And then the red light came on, crowd cheered, and I honestly thought Eriksson had it at the beginning. But he did not. Topi Puukkonen with a snipe makes it 4-4. Colorado meanders back out to center looking for some kind of response after the Wranglers have scored the most recent 2 goals, both here in the 3rd period, both 28 seconds apart. Wranglers looking to get to work, as on the forecheck is the Wranglers' first line. Jack Ivey from the half wall banks it off the end wall geometrically, and it pops out on the near side boards, but it'll be picked up by Poirier. He skates through center, enters the Wranglers zone, and he will just dump it down. Gagnon, first man on it, backhands it up to Jack McDonald. Banks it off the wall, and that'll be an icing against the Wranglers with 14:38 to go in the 3rd period. You can't count them out. These Amarillo Wranglers, you just cannot count them out. So they always just somehow find a way. And the game's not over. Colorado could still very well win this, but right now, the momentum is completely in the Wranglers' favor. And so now the same question that emerged last night appears here is, can the Colorado Grit find a way to respond on a squad full of youngsters? Carter wins the draw, quickly picked up by McNaughton. He darts towards his left, enters the attacking zone. McNaughton backpedals at the half wall and will drive it down deep. Puukkonen after it. McNaughton shot from the near wall. It's blocked, and Colorado is able to slap it back out to center. Wranglers respond with another dump in. Down the left wing goes German, coast to coast. He's got Freifogel. Make that Shaw. Spins away from Troutwine on his forehand. Will mail it around towards the far corner. McNaughton first man on it. Sends it between the circles, and potential turnover. The Wranglers quickly break that up. Shaw was lurking in the area. He got quickly broken up from the puck there by the Wranglers. Colorado looking to start the next charge from their own zone. Hadrick will send it diagonally towards the near corner. Comes to Shaw. The circle, it's west. Hadrick all alone at the left point. Drifts in, tries to send it towards the center. Passed off a leg and went behind the goal. McRoberts soccers it up to Puukkonen. Finds Stepanek moving up and lost a handle on the puck. Turning up is Hadrick on his backhand. Centering feed, looking for West. Goes off a leg. Now he's got Shin. Shot is blocked. And a second attempt is stopped by Peterson. Hadrick there with a really good look. And Andrew Peterson made his best save of the night. Tap finds Stepanek. move down the left wing, trying to muscle away from Thompson. Fourth line out there for the Wranglers as, make that the third line, as in the neutral zone, Day finds DeMarco, and now quickly D-to-D for TJ Ritchie. They'll gain center red, didn't get enough mustard on that puck. It'll be knocked back into the Wranglers zone, but it'll be safely collected by the Wranglers. Gerhard quickly moving up in the transition game. He's got Miller, he's getting some speed. He's at left side for Morris. Streaking down the wing, tries to center it, goes off a stick, and Colorado will possess and exit their own territory. And stepping up is Gudrich. He gets divorced from the puck by Gerhard. Marco lifts up into the air. It's a pop fly, lugged down by Freifogel. And looked like he was looking for Bendel up ahead, cherry picking at the blue line. Passes offline. Wranglers possess deep in their own zone. But here's a turnover. Freifogel working in the area, picks it free. In the near corner, looks to center a pass, and it goes bouncing between the circles. And McRoberts, calm, cool, and collected, will possess that puck and send it to the neutral zone. Gerhard on the forecheck, gets it for the Wranglers. Phillips has Miller in. Phillips tries to cut towards the net, and it goes into the glove of Erickson, and he will melt it down with 11:59 to go in period 3, which is now a tie game at 4 apiece after Jack Ivey scored 50-58 to go in the period, and then 28 seconds later, it was Topi Pukkanen cashing in to make it a 4-4 hockey game. Both goals coming at 5-on-5. Draw one by the Wranglers. Quick shot, McDonald. Just missed the mark. Gagnon finds McDonald. Takes a blast, redirected by Jack Ivey, and Erickson is in the right place at the right time. Jack Ivey gets dumped to the ice behind the whistle. And Wranglers unhappy with that. Rightfully so. New tempers could flare here tonight in what is now a new rivalry here in the South Division with Colorado in their first year in the league. So Ben Ivey in that first line, stay out there. Troutwine and Gagnon on the blue line. Ben will take it against Graves, and Graves will win it. Colorado banks it off the far wall. Love down, but not out. McDonald moves down that wall, goes below the circle, takes a sharp angle shot, and he scores! Jack McDonald doing the impossible, and the Wranglers have a 5-4 lead. What a snipe! Are you kidding me? And he's got a smile on his face that'll stretch all the way from the Panhandle to the East Coast. Wranglers now lead it 5-4. Ben Ivey gets the primary assist and the only assist on McDonald's 9th goal of the season. It's another multi-point affair for number 93 in white, and Colorado just can't stop him. Colorado led it 4-2 entering the third period, and then now you look at 3 third period goals for the Wranglers. Now they lead it by the score of 5-4. Off the draw, Colorado looking to quickly get that one back. The shot there goes wide from Thompson. Held in at the right point by West. Gagnon will possess. He'll start the next breakout for the Wranglers, as this crowd and the Wranglers have come alive here in the third period. In the neutral zone, Grolnick, potential 3-on-2 here. Grolnick leaves it for West, and on the back check, breaking up that play is McNaughton. Gets tripped up. No penalty. Wranglers go the other way. He's down the right wing is Zapp. It's bodied out the puck at the half wall. Colorado's Grolnick steps in and sends it across for Capasso. As Jacober at center ice tries to weave his way around Day, but great play there from the youngster to get possession back for the Wranglers. So the Wranglers fire it into their own bench. Like DeMarco was trying to bank it off the glass. Instead, it goes at the feet of Ryan Anderson and company. Stop the clock with 10:47 to go in the third period. Wranglers stay composed here in the third period. Combined for 3 goals in the final frame. Now have a 5-4 lead. We'll see if they can add to it Or will there be a response from Colorado? Jeffers whacks it off the end boards of the Colorado zone. Grit looking for a stretch pass. Evades Shin, and Jeffers will win that race to the puck for an icing on Colorado with 10:28 to go in the third period. Wranglers' next games are not until they head down to Corpus Christi, which is 2 weeks from this weekend. They'll be on the bye next week, and then we'll head down to the American Bank Center for the first and only time. Holding in is McRoberts. He fires a shot wide. Colorado exits their zone. Goodridge whips it around towards the far side wall. Shin collides with Jeffers. Wranglers looking to possess the puck, and they do. Phillips comes away with it over the red line. Now Colorado blue dishes it left side for Gerhardt towards the middle, and the Wranglers were looking for a tap-in goal from Cole Robertson. Would have been his first in the North American Hockey League, but Erickson is there to deny it. Look at me all tongue-twisted as Poirier tries to backhand one towards the middle. Hops over to Graves. Graves turns and shoots. Colorado looking for a deflection on the save by Peterson, and the Wranglers sweep it away. Turning shot is turned aside by Peterson on Helgeson. And the Wranglers get a clear on that play. Scary moment for the Wrangler faithful as now Jack Ivey creates a turnover. Tries to hack it towards the middle for Miller. Colorado breaks it up. Ivey to the slot. McDonald shoots. Bounces back to him off a block. Tries another shot. And Erickson makes that save. And looks like it's not Erickson anymore. That's Aiden Garapi. My bad. So it looks like Erickson's night is over. Missed that in all the commotion. So Aiden Garapi is in net for Colorado, former 5th round pick of the Amarillo Wranglers in last year's draft. You will finish this one out as the Wranglers rally back with 3 third period goals to take a 5-4 lead, but still 9:27 remains in the third. We'll be back in just a few moments on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to the bullpen as the Wranglers now have the lead back 5-4 here. A little over halfway into the third period. Aiden Garapi is now the goaltender for Colorado as the Grit look to find a way to climb back into this game. Off the draw, Colorado claims it, banks it off the wall. Wranglers fight to keep it in. Bouncing puck held down by McDonald at center ice. Wranglers looking to spur it forward. Instead, Gurman will possess, and Colorado will start the next move offensively. Off the wall, Colorado dumps it in. DeMarco, it's hit in the corner. Wranglers trying to get the puck back, and they do. Jack Ivey there emerging, loses an edge. Turnover, Carter fires, and it goes wide. Oh, man, it doesn't get any better in terms of a grade A scoring chance for the Grit, and Christian Carter missed the mark. Ben Ivey gains the red line. Fires it on goal to Garapi. Juggles the puck and tries to get it back. Ben Ivey in the vicinity poking at it, trying to keep the play moving, but they blow it dead with 8:42 to go in the third. Talk about how good Ben Ivey has been over the last couple of games. He now has 2 assists here tonight. First on the Jack Ivey goal, and then on the McDonald goal that made it 5-4. Draw to the right of Garapi. It'll be Zap against West. Wranglers corral it and get divorced from the puck. Good play there by Capasso to knock Pukinen away from it. Wranglers dump it in. West will shake his way out to the neutral zone. Rip it in. And it goes off the end wall onto the tape of Jeffers. And leave for Pukinen. McNaughton getting mobbed by West, finds an ally, McRoberts. Back to McNaughton. He will lift it Out to the neutral zone, it's gloved down by Thompson. Grolnick looking to play it forward. Off a body, bounces back to Grolnick. As he's being hounded by Zapp. Colorado having trouble possessing as Zapp throws a hit. And the Wranglers get the puck back as McNaughton gets up to the line. Jeffers. Today moving in. He'll backhand one towards the goal. It's blocked. And Hadrick, in open space, will get it back out to the red line. Or is it on goal? Peterson makes the save, and he will allow no rebounds. 7:43 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead 5-4, and they've outshot the Gray here tonight, 39-24. Jacober will take the draw against Morris. Morris wins it, banks it off the corner wall. Colorado trying to steal it back. Wranglers, though, able to emerge as Morris knifes his way down Broadway. Takes a shot, and it just reaches wide of Garapy. Behind the net is Morris. Tries to center it from below the goal line. Hits the back of the net, comes back to Morris. Up to the half wall, Troutwine winds it back in. Morris has it once more. Gagnon across. Troutwine fires, and a glove save by Garapy. No rebound. 7:13 to go in the third period as they get a grip player down after the whistle. 7:13 to go in the third. Looks like the officials aren't fooled. I believe that is Braden Freifogel, who's getting up to 2 feet. This next draw will be to the right of Garapy. Fourth line out for the Wranglers. Miller, Gerhardt, and Phillips. It'll be Grayson Gerhardt taking this draw for Amarillo. So we're still 5-on-5 here with 7:13 to go in the third. Wranglers win the draw. Phillips shoots. That one is eaten up by Garapy. Again, he allows no rebounds. 7:11 to go in the third period. As the Wranglers' 41st shot of the game. And that is something that Colorado has had trouble with throughout the course of the season, is allowing a high shot volume. Tonight, no different. Off the draw, Miller looking to find Phillips, and Colorado converged in on him as Poirier looks to move up ice. And he almost had a step on DeMarco, but DeMarco always, with high composure, makes the defensive play. Grit in the neutral zone, looking to enter. Wranglers making it difficult. His puck up for grabs to the blue line. Gerhardt has it. He will lift it into the Colorado zone. Takes a bounce, goes behind Garapy. Round it goes, out to the neutral zone. Jack Ivey for Gerhardt. He'll drop it back for McRoberts. Picks up some speed, gains the red line, and he will send it down. Garapy stops it. Gurman going across, looking for Shaw's. Passes behind him, and it goes to the stick of McRoberts. Goes D to D for Jeffers. And forward. Stretch pass on time for Jack Ivey, and his chance just goes high and wide. Good play there for the Wranglers in Colorado, catching a break. As Graves tries to dance his way into the zone. Wranglers poke it free, no icing. A little over 6 minutes to go in the third. Down the left wing, Thompson. Fires a harsh pass across for Bendel. Spinning and falling, Carter scoops up the puck. Looks to go around Troutwine, gets bodied off of the puck. Gagnon moves it forward for McDonald. And now here he goes. Up ahead, he looks to find Topi Puukkonen with his stick outstretched. Instead, it goes to Hadrick, but the Wranglers quickly get it back. As Puukkonen will tap it behind Garapy. Christian Carter is there for Colorado. And the puck will bank off the far wall and out to center, where Gagnon will return the favor. Get it back into the Colorado zone. Puukkonen's there to meet it. Leaves it for Zapp. Wranglers looking to get pucks deep as McNaughton knifes his way towards the middle. Dishes it right side for DeMarco. He'll shoot. Garapy makes the save, and a big juicy rebound goes towards the corner. And Christian Carter will volley it out to the neutral zone and then some. McNaughton will float it in. The rest of his teammates head towards the bench. He's behind Garapy is West. He will start the next breakout for Colorado. Looks to find Jacober streaking in, glances off his stick and goes towards the far corner. Two Wranglers, two Grit there. Third Wrangler joins as Luke Morris, and he possesses the puck. He heads up ice. 3-on-3 situation as Morris loses a handle on it. It's jabbed forward by Colorado. Back into the Wrangler zone. 4:37 to go in the third period. Wranglers. Day, turnover, shoots, and a save made by Garapi on his chance. Stepanek. Bouncing puck, goes across for McRoberts. Hopped off his stick, and he will just whip it down. He heads towards the bench. As Colorado dumps into the Wranglers zone, no icing here. As Gagnon, stretch pass on time for Day. Down the left wing, takes a shot, Garapi the save. And the loose puck goes corner to corner as Colorado looks to escape any more danger. Is down the right wing, Burke enters the zone, he'll shoot. Save made by Peterson, tries to sweep it away, goes off a leg and behind the net. And thankfully for him, Troutwine possesses. Wranglers are going to go back on the attack, bottled up at the blue line. Burke will ride into the Wranglers zone, drop it off. Freifogel. Defended nicely by Phillips. Shin loses behind the net, goes towards the middle, and shot is stopped by Peterson. Big save there by the 18-year-old from North Dakota. As a shot from center ice is snared out of the air by Peterson. Let's stop the clock with 3:28 to go in the third period. Wranglers lead at 5-4 off of three third period goals, from Jack Ivey, Zopi Pukanen, and Jack McDonald. So the Wranglers were down by 2 entering the third period. Responded quite nicely. Hadrick from the red line plays it across for Jacober. Will feed it in deep. Banks off the wall. DeMarco will take it, chop it out to the points. Glove down by Hadrick. He winds it down low. DeMarco on his forehand evades the pressure from 2 Colorado skaters, gets it out to center ice, and the group will respond by tapping it back in once more. 3 minutes even here to go in the third period as Wranglers look to hang on for the victory. What would be in comeback fashion. Right wing, Graves shoots, and it's blocked. TJ Ritchie there to make the play. Jack Ivey collects some steam in the neutral zone. Backhands one, it's blocked. Goes back to him, centers one, looking for McDonald. He was all alone. Got his stick lifted at the last second by Gudridge. McDonald with it back. Tries to throw a deke on Thompson, instead loses the puck. Wranglers get it back at the red line. As we get another possession change, Grolnick sees a glance off his stick. Wranglers feather it down deep into the Colorado zone. Up ahead is West. Keep an eye on Garapi to see if Colorado elects to pull the netminder, as Grolnick and company are offside with 2:18 to go in the third period. Crazy game here on a Sunday night at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Seems like all Wranglers games end in dramatic fashion. Had a break from that last couple of games, and then here we are again. Another nail biter as Ritchie from the blue line looks to find Zapp up ahead. It's broken up by West. Held in by Pukanen. He gets knocked down to the ground. I believe it was Shin. Colorado looks to go to work offensively. It's Helgeson working in deep on his forehand. Shoots it towards the middle. Arm is raised. We're going to have a penalty here in big time moment of the game. 1:59 to go in the third period. We'll see who it's on. Looks like he's going to need a better lawyer. Pukanen heads to the box. 2 minutes for interference. And now the door is wide open for Colorado to tie this game up in the late stages of the third. We'll have the power play for the remaining minute 59 of the third period. Then if it goes to overtime, you would have the 1 second on the face-off to be an OT. But Wranglers aren't concerned about that. They're looking to finish this off in regulation. And, of course, it's always high drama. Makes for good entertainment for us and for the fans, but for the Wranglers coaching staff, I think they'd like to sleep nice and tight more often than not. Timeout there. Both teams taking the opportunity to dry up a play. Steve Haddon, former member of the Colorado Eagles as a player, Seems like he spent a lot of his life in Colorado. He's now the head coach of the Colorado Grit. Draws up a play. Ryan Anderson will do the same. It's a good time to note how good the Wranglers are in close games. The Wranglers are 16-3, 5-2. In games that are decided by 1 or 2 goals. Only 5 of the Wranglers' 21 wins this season have come by a 3+ goal margin. We saw 2 of those on Friday and Saturday. And of course, if we do get there, Amarillo is 7-5 in overtime and 3-2 in the shootout. But again, Ryan Anderson and Connor Yanni are hoping that it doesn't get to that point. Colorado wins the draw. Left point, it's Burke. Across he goes for Goodrich. Colorado being very cautious here to open the power play. Left side, Burke, a one-timer. Save made by Peterson. Another rebound. It hits the post. Colorado keeps it in. Goodrich across Burke. Another one-timer. It's blocked by Troutwine. Comes back to Burke, and he rips one high and wide. And the Wranglers, Jack Ivey diving, gets it out to the neutral zone. Net is empty, and he paddles it just wide of the open cage. So Colorado now in a 6-on-4 situation. 1:27 remaining in regulation. Graves enters the zone. Graves cuts towards the middle and fires a shot just over the left ear of Peterson. And the Wranglers get the clear off the wall. It goes towards the empty net. And it just goes wide. Good for that little bit of geometry there. Wranglers didn't have the angle. He's in his Grolnick. A backhanded around at the half wall. Players jar for it. 1 minute to go in regulation. Colorado whips it around towards the far side. Let's make that the near side as McNaughton fires towards the empty net. Takes a couple bounces, and it just goes wide again. Wranglers can take as many shots as they want at the open cage because they are shorthanded. Colorado moving up ice. 40 seconds to go. Down the left wing, Jacober muscled away by DeMarco. Colorado steps in. Burke Grolnick with a shot and a save made by Peterson in the clutch. 33 seconds to go. And Grolnick was all alone in close quarters with Peterson. And the young netminder is square and true to make that save. Personnel out there for the Wranglers: Gagnon, Jack Ivey, DeMarco, and Ben Ivey. 33 seconds to go. Off the draw, Wranglers win it. Gagnon backhands it to Ben Ivey. Picks his head up, sends it down, and it's gloved out of the air by Freifogel. He holds it in. Down low it goes for Shin. Exchanges. Turning is Jacober. He shoots. It's blocked by Gagnon. Under 20 seconds to go as Poirier banks it off the wall, end wall, comes to Hadrick on the near side. And he gets it knifed away by Ben Ivey. Colorado is forced back out to the neutral zone. 7 seconds to go. The Grit looking to enter. And they get bottled up at the blue line, and Jack Ivey fires for the empty net, and it is good! With 0.8 of a second on that clock, Jack Ivey ices the game with an empty net goal that does end up going as short-handed. What a thriller here. For the third straight game, the Wranglers put up 6 goals on the board. And all's well that ends well. Wranglers being very disruptive at center ice, doing a good job of bottling Colorado up on the zone entry. And they drop the puck, and that is it. The Wranglers win in dramatic fashion. Come from behind victory, break out the brooms. The Wranglers sweep the Colorado Grit here at the Budweiser Bull Pen. Wranglers post-game show starts now. I mean, obviously you don't want to be in that situation when you're down 4-2 entering the third period. I think we can all agree on that. But for the Wranglers, again, it's the same thing that we've seen all season long. The resiliency, that never-say-die mentality shows up again here in the third period. 4 straight goals for Amarillo. First to make it 4-3, then 4-4, and 5-4, and then 6-4. The Wranglers stay true to their game throughout the course of the night. Wranglers do a couple of broom motions. They sweep the Colorado Grit here at the Budweiser Bull Pen on home ice and win 5 out of 6 against Colorado. They turn the set into an 11-point 2 weeks. So now the Wranglers are 3 points behind the Lone Star Brahmas for first place in the South Division. They will head into the bye weekend next weekend, as we will see you next, or you'll see us next, I guess, in 2 weeks when the Wranglers head to Corpus Christi. There's no doubt about it, right? No doubt that the Wranglers will be able to come back and win this game. Of course, I joke as, again, it seems like it was another heart attack here. But Wranglers open the scoring with a goal from Morley Phillips. Nolan Gagnon gets the assist, 2:21 into the game. And at that point, it looked like the Wranglers had just picked up right where they left off in last night's game. But Colorado said, wait a minute, hold your horses. 21 seconds to go in the first period. Landon West scores to make it 1-1. And so you move into the second period, and then Colorado picks up 3 goals. Amarillo 1 in the second frame. As first, it was Duncan Shin picking up goal number 2 in his NAHL career. And it was Chris Graves to make it 3-1 with 9:21 to go in the second. Wranglers responded with a goal from Nolan Gagnon on the power play. Jack Ivey and Jack McDonald get the assists. With 4:54 to go in the period, they make it 3-2, and then Colorado, again with a late goal to end a period, scores a goal from Noah Grolnick. He's probably Colorado's best player throughout this 6-game set, along with Landon West. Grolnick scores to make it 4-2. So the question entering the third period was, could this Wranglers team, could this Wranglers team, try it again, could this Wranglers team find a way to rally back and respond? And the answer was a resounding yes. They kept their composure, scored 2 goals in 28 seconds, first from Jack Ivey, then from Topi Pukinen to even the game up at 4. And then with 42 to go in the third, Jack McDonald, with, it seemed like from an impossible angle, scored to make it 5-4. And the Grit tried to come back. Wranglers did a really good job of really shutting them down defensively. And as a result of that, Jack Ivey gets the empty netter for the efforts with 0.8 of a second to go to make it 6-4. And that is your final score from the Budweiser Bull Pen. So Wranglers will get the next weekend off. They'll take some time to rest up, practice a little bit, and then we'll be off to Corpus Christi and American Bank Center for the season finale between the Wranglers and the Corpus Christi Ice Wolves. So those games will be on January 26th and January 27th. We'll take the well-needed break here this weekend. I know I will. As I apologize for my performance here tonight. I'm just I'm sick as a dog. But I tried to grind this one out for you guys. Feeling under the weather, and I'm really glad that I was able to call this game, as it was another thriller. The Wranglers coming away with the victory, 6-4. Well, Jack McDonald and Jack Ivey both make very strong cases for South Division first star of the week. We'll see how that goes. A couple of goals that could be potentials for plays of the week around the league. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, your final score: Wranglers 6, Grit 4. As the Wranglers are now 5-0-0-1 against the Grit all time. These two teams will next meet in March. We've got Chiarenza saying good night and so long from the Budweiser Bull Pen, as the Wranglers come away with the victory in come-from-behind fashion.